Okay, Sister Sacred Infinite, feel free to speak, sister.
Peace and blessings to you, Shaka, and peace and blessings to everyone on the panel and everyone in the chat. I just wanted to give my take on things as far as the gossip in the conscious community. What I want to say, Shaka, is it seems as if, when you shed light onto people's dirty, devilish things that you do, it seems like nobody wants to deal with it. I feel like these things, people should be put in the hot seat. We should be dealing with it as a conscious community, correcting it, and say that we don't approve of it, instead of terming it gossip or, oh, that's old news. How can anything ever be old news when people are constantly being introduced to the conscious community? Everyone didn't arrive at the same time, and not only is it some of the stuff isn't old, some of this stuff is actually happening right now, and it is a conversation, even if it's tough, that needs to be had.
All right.
Were you accused of molesting your wife's niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay, I will be able to one day. So I have my third question. Captain Cesario, do you have a homie that's in prison right now for child molestation that you support financially?
Yes.
But I thought you were against child molestation and those that are molesters to children.
I am against child molestation and those that molest children.
So why are you supporting this person, but you speak ill against others that have a love for people that have been just accused of child molestation?
Okay, I'll answer your question very easily. When I was at both cases of both trials, the evidence that they had, they gave the brother a lie detector test, which he passed. They tested the sister for the young girl, whether her hymen was broke because he was accused of molesting her. Her hymen was not broke. A hymen, for those that don't know, a hymen is something that they use to test to see if the woman's or the child's virginity has been broken or anything like that. There was information that she said that she gave, which she then retracted. So the first case that they did was thrown out. The second case, they did not want to answer to. The jury was hung on it, and the judge did not want to release them until they came up with an answer, and then they came up with a guilty verdict. So from observing the case, if he was guilty of the crime, I would in no way support the brother. But from the evidence of the case, from the testimonies of him as well as the individuals involved, he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty.
Wow, so he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty, but you speak ill against someone else that is not guilty, but they say he was guilty. So I have a question. This brother that you support, does he have children?
Yes.
And if so, do you ever say to those children, you have a father that's a child molester?
No, I don't.
Well, why do you do that to others that have a love for Dr. Malachi Z. York Ill and you mock his children of him being a quote-unquote so-called child molester, and you speak for supporting him?
The Proto-Semitic Allah, burning down tells us, was a black God. the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay? Here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere. But you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check, it's gonna come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it, if you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now, finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the god of the Arabs Negroes, which first is El, but somehow, some way becomes Allah. But that's up to y'all. That's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
Biblical King's Seal discovered in dump site. This is the royal seal of the King Hezekiah, and here we have an Ankh. And finally, last but not least, you need to see it to believe it. The God of the Bible, El, slept in his own dung and urine. This is Ugaritic Narrative Poetry, page 195. And we also have this book here, the Masriah in the Prophetic Literature, where it clearly says that El floundered in his own feces and urine.
We haven't brought closure to Karinga. We let him build a holiday. The same one who set up Black Panthers in ambushes at UCLA and other places. The same one who tortured his wife and another woman brutally, sticking bottles in their vagina, using electrical shocks, and the FBI saved him.
He has not atoned to the community for his attempt to destroy the Panther movement. He has not atoned for being a police informer. He has not atoned for the way he treated black women. And look now, the women he mistreated and mutilated were dark in complexion. The women in his harem are light in complexion. The number one woman is a Mexican with what seemed to be an Afro wig.
Since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm an Israelite and Tazariak Israelite, and I think his doctrine is off compared to what we teach it. We both had the same mission, but he's telling the Israelites it's okay to mix race, right? He's telling that they got a doctrine saying that if a child reached a flower, they could be 15 or 9 years old, you can have sex with them.
Now, Sanetta, if you don't mind, you said that other people teach that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl. Like, do you mind telling which other Hebrew Israelite organization teach that? Because you see, I'm not from New York, you know, so to me it's news, and I'd like to know when I go to New York with my daughter where I should avoid going. So if you don't mind, Sanetta, which other Hebrew Israelite organization teach that thing that GMS teach?
Well, there's a lot of Hebrew Israelite groups out there that that teach that. I'm not calling out no names or nothing like that. All I'm gonna tell you is that a lot of them teach that, brother. A lot of Hebrew Israelites teach that.
Can I ask you a question, Sanetta?
Yeah.
You said he's a pedophile. You were talking about Nazi, were you?
Yes.
Can you just tell us what it is about? And you see, I'm not going to say, oh, you talk about people, you know, that's what everybody does.
No. This is different. Yasavel, you know, because the Hebrews would say anything about polite real quick, but they own man. Nazi Yashavel ended up being a goddamn pedophile, having sex with one of his wife's daughters, man. And he got ran out of town.
How old was she, the girl?
I don't know. Was she underage? Reggie, do you remember that?
She was underage, and yeah, but you know, look,
and guess what? Hebrews tried to cover that shit up, but it was coming out so quick and hard.
We have those guys who've been convicted for sexual misconduct. Garfield Reed spoke about this. Yourself, you spoke about Nazi, and Garfield Reed said that Hebrew camps are sheltering Nazi. So, and you know, it's sensitive because I know he's your friend, but you know, Mighty Hebrew, several people have said that he was convicted for sexual misconduct, that he went to jail for that. He did. Well, oh, well, okay, well, you know, so you're confirming, you know, so why?
Yeah, everybody know that he went to jail for that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? So obviously,
but Hebrews cover up for Hebrews. That's what they do.
All right. So
and they go on everybody's platform, and none of them niggas say a damn thing. But if I talk to Polite on the phone, oh man, how the fuck? So I'm never talking to Polite. Nigga, get the hell out of my chat. I talk to who I want to talk to. Innocent, like you said, into proven guilty, man.
Yeah. He was not convicted yet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So Garfield Reed didn't lie then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he talked about and Garfield Reed said even twice he thinks. Some people said that the second time is because he did not sign.
Yeah, he got violated. He got violated the second time. Yes.
Yeah. So what does it mean he got violated?
Well, he had a violation. I don't know why, but they came back and locked him up again on a violation charge, something like that. But all them niggas been doing that shit for a long time. Hebrews been out there molesting people and all that shit for a long time, and it's always covered up by other Hebrew Israelites. The only way we'll find out about it if we looking and searching and we see it. Oh shit, this pops up, and we catch it, you know. And then they'll come out and say something about it because we got them.
Which we teach now is that when you go into the law in the ancient world, men, if they saw a woman that they like, they can grab the woman up and rape the woman, man. and we're going to read the scriptures. We're going to read the scriptures.
Yeah, the scripture answer it better.
That's scripture.
Deuteronomy 22 and 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, I'm sorry, verse 28. My bad. Verse 28. Yeah, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
The word virgin, by the way, is a Hebrew word. Let me see if I remember. Bathwala. All right. Now the prophecy of Mary, a virgin shall conceive The word there, virgin, is ayalama, which means young woman of marriageable age.
Gotcha.
Virgin in here means basquala, virgin, a woman that never been, hit, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days.
Now, when you go back, and you know the Hebrew,
when you sound like prostitution now.
No, he grabbed the woman in the field. The word, no. He humbled it. He gave it to the father after the fact. The word humble, when you go into the Hebrew, the word humble is the word aina. Yep. When you look up the word aina, it means to force, to take by force, to arrest. So what does that word mean? Rape. Yeah. It means rape.
If somebody was to rape your grandbaby that's 12 years old, you will be all right with that, God forbid. You will be all right with that?
In the kingdom, I couldn't do nothing about it in the kingdom.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Before this keeps going, we have to ask you a question. How many of you are fathers here? Just be for real. If you're a father. Now, what if someone is overwhelmed by the spirit of the Most High God, and he reads your scripture and he take your daughter and he just rape your daughter? What do you say to that? If he live like you live, walk like you walk, talk like you talk, because y'all live amongst each other. Yeah. Y'all live amongst each other. So what happens when one of y'all feels so overwhelmed by the spirit of God that when you see one of each other's daughters, you just grab her up? You gonna tell one of these brothers here, come on, you know the doctrine, you know how it get when you get.
Well, answer it.
We just told you that.
How would y'all respond?
In this time,
But if it did happen, you would allow it to happen. Why? Because you go back to the scriptures.
You're supposed to be a brother.
Hold on. You're gonna allow one of your brothers to rape your daughter?
You say rape as if rape simply means to grab.
No. We talking about. Now we read the verse. Where someone was in the kingdom of heaven.
No. We read the verse, man. When the kingdom is established, we're gonna get women when they 12 years old. Right. All right.
Say it again.
As soon as they start in the kingdom of heaven, when their period starts, that's when they become a woman.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna deal with them when their period starts. Right. When their monthly starts. Have sex with them. Have babies, man.
With 12-year-olds,
brother. There's in the kingdom, we're gonna do that, man. We're gonna get them young. We're gonna get them young.
And the kingdom is
the kingdom is right here, but the Most High is gonna establish the kingdom, right? Don't look up in Google women that were pregnant under the age of 12. You got 9-year-old women that were pregnant. You got 11-year-old that were pregnant. Yeah. As soon as they get their period, they become a woman.
When did Eve become a woman?
I said our leaders belong to us. They don't belong to him being Puerto Rican or even white. Why do ISUPK? Because you want to claim somebody to be your brother. Why is it okay for him to disrespect any of our leaders, no matter who they are?
Okay, I don't know what leaders you're talking about, but Kadazar or the Titan.
One of them, and he was
making Martin Luther King ain't shit. So I mean, I agree with him.
Well, even if you said it, even if you said it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. So Taino Indians, listen. Let me answer your question. Taino Indian
passed away. Everything changed. No, it took time for things to change. I know because
I don't want to talk about Martin Luther King, but Taino Indians are my brothers, just like Dominicans, like Sinetta is my brother, just like Haitians are my brother.
I'm African, brother. I'm African.
You Dominican, your daddy Dominican.
I'm African Dominican.
So if Sinetta's Dominican ass can be my brother and can talk about Martin Luther King, then Kadazar's Puerto Rican ass can be my brother and talk about Martin Luther King.
But that makes you sound like a sucker.
So then can Sinetta as a Dominican talk about Martin Luther King? I'm asking you a question.
No, I say that Martin Luther King was a great guy. He
said we can't talk about our leaders. So
Martin Luther King to me was a fearless. Captain. Martin Luther King was a fearless man, fearless black man. I think he was a great man, brother. He sacrificed his life for his people, regardless of which way he did it. So what? We ain't got to agree with him, but
I think he was.
I don't want to focus on.
We don't want to switch.
Yeah, I want to focus on Martin Luther King. But what I'm simply saying is,
say you judge by your intentions anyway. His
the Bible don't
intentions
say
were
that.
good for us.
The Bible don't say that. The Bible say he deserved death. But I don't want to talk about Martin Luther King.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It said that dreamer. If that dreamer come, you want me to read it? You said it don't.
It's a whole bunch of.
You said the Bible. You said the Bible say it. So since you're talking about the Bible, let's go to Deuteronomy 13. It says, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and give it thee a sign or a wonder.
Hold on, y'all. One at a time.
I thought she would respect the scripture. Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and give it thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or wonder come to pass whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them, thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Verse 5. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. So don't tell me that what he did was of God when what he did was against God. But I don't want to talk about Martin Luther King. You asked about.
Do you celebrate the death of Africans?
We about to say, in what capacity? Let me before I answer.
Do you celebrate the death of Africans? It's very clear. It's plain English.
Well, we got a Passover coming up, so that would be the death of the Egyptians.
Okay, but my question to you, and you
I
can
just
answer by
answered
yes
it.
or no.
I just answered it.
You said we have a Passover coming, and you mentioned the Egyptians. Right now, you're buying
Are
time.
Egyptians? Are Egyptians? No, are Egyptians not Africans?
Are you celebrating?
I'm
the death
asking
of
you a
Africans?
question. I just
You
said
see,
we have.
He doesn't want to answer because he knows it sounds bad. It sounds worse than MLK because MLK is one guy.
I think what I
and you're
just
talking
said
about
is
the whole
worse than
population.
saying death of Africans, because those deaths are African babies. You know what the Passover is about? The Passover is about when he passed over the firstborn sons of the Israelites, but killed all the firstborn sons and animals of the Egyptians who are Africans. I'm not dodging your question. I'm just expounding on it.
Well, okay, can you answer by yes or no then? Do you
Yes,
celebrate the death of
I'm
Africans?
going to celebrate the Passover, which is about the death of Egyptians that were killing our babies. That's called justice.
He doesn't want to answer the question
I said,
directly,
yeah.
but
Wait. I said, wait. What are you talking about?
So can you state for the record, I celebrate the death of Africans then? Go ahead.
So first you wanted me to say yes or no. You didn't want me to expound. Then when I say yes, now you want me to say it another way. Are you stuck on like you like an amateur? You're an amateur.
You can say that, but you're in your feelings right now. It's okay. You have the right.
I'm not in my feelings, man. I answered the same question twice.
Brother. What? Okay, that's what I was going to say. Say no more. I asked him if he celebrates the death of Africans, and he answered yes. So we heard it for the record. Cesaria, do you celebrate the death of Europeans?
I haven't seen a bunch of Europeans dead to celebrate.
Do you celebrate the death of Europeans?
You would have to help me understand why you're asking.
Yes
that
or no,
question.
please. Yes or no, please.
I will.
Like you were quick to answer yes when I asked you to celebrate the death of Africans. Now I'm asking you, do you celebrate the death of Europeans?
Okay,
That's
so now
twice.
I'm gonna. No, wait. So when you ask me about the death of
You
Africans,
support the death of Europeans. That's 3 times.
When you ask about the death of Africans, I referenced a actual holiday we have that celebrates. Yeah, listen to this.
Just like him.
Okay, no.
To
answer the
yes
question,
or no?
I'm just about to answer it. No. Now you may. Now I'm gonna say no, and then I'm gonna don't sweat.
You're wrong. You don't know. Everybody on my circuit, they against the Israelites. We hate the Israelites. We can't stand their doctrine.
Let me do my check first. Microphone check 1, 2.
C'est pas grave, mange-le. C'est pas grave, c'est toi qui l'as cassé. Mange-le.
Hotep Senouhena Senout Itiren Ishakam de Goukemet.
Si tu jettes ça,
Are we doing well? C'est pas peine de parler fort comme ça là. Mon live a commencé, on entend tout ce que vous dites là. Sorry about this. Hotep Senuhena Senut Itiren Ishakan Kemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is Neter and Garfield didn't say that Mighty Hebrew was exonerated of rape, but Sistah Freedom did. So we have 43 people online right now. I'm going to share the link right. Oh, no, I almost forgot one thing. Hold on. All right, I almost forgot to share this. Oh, I don't like when he does that. When he does that. Oh, you know what? I think I might be able to open it on a browser. Next time I know. It's good. I learned something today. So, all right. Can I make it larger? All right. So, go like this. All right. Great. So here, brothers and sisters, that's called paperwork. That's called paperwork. Can you hear me loud and clear? Let me know, please. Demande à maman, je suis occupé, mes routes. Je suis occupé, demande à maman. So, can you hear me loud and clear, brothers and sisters? I don't want to be talking in the air. Thank you, V. Bennett. Thank you, V. Bennett. I'm going to share the link just before I go through the paperwork, what it says. Rape, guilty. Involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, guilty. Aggravated indecent assault, guilty. Statutory rape, guilty. Indecent assault, guilty. Corrupting minor, guilty. We have the name of the judge at the bottom. Gordon Roger F. We were told that the dude was exonerated. For a strange reason, Garfield spoke about it. Garfield is the nickname of Garfield Reed. He spoke about it 4 years ago. I played it a couple of days ago. And last year, Garfield Reed talked about this. He said he was convicted twice, I think. I quoted him. He didn't say he was exonerated. A couple of weeks ago, Neter himself spoke on that situation. He didn't say he was exonerated. But some people come out of the blue, their reflex is just come up with an excuse. And some people think that because they say, oh, well, this happened. And so, oh, for real, this happened, was exonerated? Exonerated? I didn't know, my bad. It's all good and it's all love. One thing we learned, though, there is a, what was the name? What wording did she type? Let me just go to the live stream to just the last live stream, just to quote exactly. I think it was slander case. Scare tactic. Slander case against who? Against the judge? Against the judge? Hold on. Well, never mind. Somebody said there was a slander case. I don't know against who. But it's getting more and more difficult to protect child molesters. They have tried. They have tried for a few days. It didn't work. So now, sharing the link to get on the panel. Now, what comments do we have so far? V. Bennett wrote, the last video just opened up another level of bizarre I didn't quite think was possible. LOL. Then he added, Sanetta's channel is literally like a crack house. Drugs, prostitution, rapist sympathizers, pimps, pedophiles. It's a damn dark alley. They call that consciousness. If they told people that it was, if they told people that is what it was, it would be different. Law, but instead they mask themselves in our elders' names. Yes, they do that. Now we have EJ Boxing Live. I may have not mentioned it this time, but the requirement to get on the panel is to show your face. So if you don't mind, can you use whatever device you have? If it's a smartphone or PC, if you can turn the webcam on, and I'll be glad to have you on the platform, on the panel. So everybody's welcome to get on the panel. I've shared the link. But the requirement is to show your face. For those who wonder about the chat, it's for supporters only. $3 per month, that's $36 per year. I don't know any personal information. Thank you, EJ.
Yeah.
Feel free to speak.
Yo, man, what's going on, bro?
I'm chilling.
What's going on, bro? What's going on, you right?
Chilling. Feel free to speak.
Oh, you hear me?
Loud and clear. I can hear you. Yes, feel free to speak.
No, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, this. So who's them charges are? Is that for Mighty Hebrew? Is that where it is from?
That's Mighty Hebrew's charges. Yes, indeed. Yes.
So see, Mighty Hebrew is on the docket. Did it say his name? Where's his name on it? Oh, at the top.
Well, at the top, we have one of his alliances. There are, if I'm not mistaken, 7 alliances. So his name is probably there. But I think his government name was shared by Garfield Reed, and that was it yesterday or the day before? Let me check.
Because the reason why I say that, because it's hard to say, because you see you've got the name at the top. I see is that the name of the person, because he's got A-list. Obviously, I know you're saying it's him, but I don't know if that's him because we don't know his real name. If you know what I mean, I understand.
Well, we do know his name, his real name. Garfield Reed knows him. They are friends, you know. Back then, Garfield Reed criticized him, but recently, like was it 2 months ago? 2 months ago or so, Garfield Reed called Sanetta when I was a guest, and I did actually try to bring that up, but Sanetta said he didn't want to talk about this, and he said Mighty Hebrew called me, so they are friends, you know. They, but indeed, if you want, I can give you the link.
No. I'm just going for it. So you see, the thing is, because I was watching the show with you and Sinetta and Captain Sahura, so I'm trying to get some background there. So you was on were you supposed to be debating Captain Sahuriak about a subject, because obviously he's a kind of Christian and you believe in obviously Mayat. Was that what the debate was about?
You just Garfield Reed. That's all for anybody that's interested.
Oh, therefore,
Hebrew's real name given by Garfield Reed, you know. So here you can see the real name. Now,
cool.
What happened is that Frankie proposed for me the debate. Tazariak, dude. And I said, why not? At 2 a.m., he sent me a message. Well, I received a message at 2 a.m. It wasn't 2 a.m. for me. I'm in Europe, so there's a time difference. I seen it at 4 a.m. because I woke up in the middle of the night. I told him, yeah, all right. We spoke about it like in the afternoon, and he said it's a pre-debate. It will be pay-per-view. Think of some titles, because if you bring up one title, he may say, no, I don't want that title. So no topic was addressed. So it was supposed to be a pre-debate. So when I went on there, I was expecting that, we would pick a date, But what happened is that Neter used an opportunity to seek revenge because he didn't like what a brother called Ching Ching from Baltimore said about him. So he pulled up that weak move of being non-neutral and biased, and try to make me appear like a gossiping dude because he was protecting the child molesters, and today he's still protecting the child molesters. Because Tazariak said, I just want to finish with this. Tazariak, I don't know if you recall, but Tazariak said that, I was talking about his brother and I lied on him, but I didn't lie on him because after the weighing, I was given a video where Tazariak is on tape, and I think you've seen it. He's on tape saying that he supports his brother who went to jail and was convicted for child molestation. But feel free to speak.
Yeah, I saw that little clip. So what he said is that he was convicted, but because he went to the case, he didn't believe that the evidence he didn't believe the evidence mounted up that he deserved to be convicted, and this is why he supports him. He believed that I think the girl wasn't violated by this is what he said by the thing, and that's why he's supporting the brother. And obviously the record obviously states that they've done what they've done, but he's obviously there, and that's what he said. That's his opinion. I'm not there. I'm in that thing. But my thing is this, because you was having a dialogue with Neter.
You're from England. You're from England, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm from England. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
I know.
continue.
You sound like you're from France, eh?
Ah oui, tu parles français?
Yeah. Bonjour.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's okay.
Merci.
Merci.
Je m'appelle EJ. EJ Boxing Live. Je m'appelle EJ Boxing Live.
Tu parles bien français, c'est très bien. Bravo.
Okay, yeah. Because I was doing French when we was teaching it in school, but I only learned the basics. You know what I'm saying? Tabla, regla, un, dos. Yeah. Anyway. Right. Anyways. Yes. So right. So my thing is this: you was doing a debate with I was saying, and now to me it looked like, and you brought up the points about the thing, and they go, you brought up here, you're gossiping, and it was like, well, end of the day, I want you to address it, and Neter admitted it. And he said the Hebrews always back up for them. But then the Neter said, but with when it comes to polite's not convicted, so I can still chat to him. But if he was convicted, I wouldn't chat to him. But in Tazariak, this guy has been convicted, and he still talks to him. It's a mix-up. But what you why I'm not saying to get to the point. Why are you painting Neter deliberately as the person who's harboring them when he's obviously said he doesn't support that stuff? You know what I mean? That's what it comes across, because you're mentioning Neter.
Hold on, please. Hold on. Have you heard Neter say that he doesn't support child molesters?
No, I'm saying that's how it's come across. You're saying from your point of view that he supports child molesters, and I'm saying,
well, that's what it looks like to me, because here we have the record. Rape. The person was a minor. You know what I'm saying? And he's been sending a lot of people to say a lot of things. Yesterday we heard, the dude is exonerated, and just earlier the sister said, "Oh, I don't have anything to do with that now." And there's a slander case coming. But feel free to speak, brother.
No, okay. So what I'm saying is that he's already admitted even on your live that the Hebrews support the Hebrews. They back them. Now I'm trying to say on his channel is a debate channel. So he wants guys to debate about the issues, and the issues was Christianity versus obviously Egypt or Maya, where obviously Kemet, and that's where it went. Where it went left is that obviously the allegations about Tazariak's friend, but Tazariak himself is not a child molester himself, or nor is Neter. That's my point. Really and truly, it's the people they talk to, or they might give money to, but them themselves are not that. That's what I'm saying.
But you know, I appreciate what you're saying.
Mm.
But the guy that Tazariak supported while he was in jail by sending him money, and he was convicted in the court of law, there was a guilty verdict for child molestation. He is a member of ISUPK, which means that as an organization, he supports the guy despite him being a child molester. So I'm not saying that Tazariak is, and I don't recall ever saying that he is, but he's surely a child molester, a convicted child molester's defender. Ironically, when they talked to Polite about Dr. York, they stated that York was a child molester. When Hassan Campbell, known as Poppy, spoke out regarding Africa Mambata, Tazariak was standing with Hassan Campbell, and I think Ronald Savage, Steve Binger or something like that. I'm not 100% sure his nickname. But definitely Hassan Campbell, several times they were together. So he portrayed himself, Tazariak, as someone who's against child molestation, but when it happens in his camp, all of a sudden he's cool just because he said so. And that's hugely.
Do you think it's cool? But this is the point, right? And this is what I'm saying. Because he's in his camp, what I'm trying to say to you, and he doesn't believe by the evidence, you know, because, and this is what I'm trying to say.
It doesn't matter what he believes. He doesn't make the rules. You know, he's not. He like when we have a discussion, he starts off saying he has attestation of Moses and Miriam in the hieroglyphic. When I ask him to show and prove that, he doesn't show Jack. So he wants to make the rules when we have discussion. And now he wants to make the rules when it comes to the law. So basically the judge got it wrong, you know. I mean, I'm not surprised he says he doesn't believe that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't believe that York is guilty, but they still call him a child molester. I mean, he's still called a child molester. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I was going to say. The opinion, you know, when we come to York and the evidence coming out, it's unwhelming that obviously the court and they were right. And also with in terms of Zoriak, that's thing, and also the Mighty Hebrew. And obviously, you've got his, you know, this is the guy, you've got his stats there. But my point is, these are the guys you're talking to. So, are you trying to say? I mean, because they talk to them, you're trying to say birds of a feather flock together. So, because they talk to them, they're as guilty as much as the guy who did it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying they're as guilty as the guys who did. No, but you see, for example, you do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Do you invite people who are convicted for child molestation on your channel?
I don't know the records. If
you know their records, if you know, like one of them, that's the stats, like you said. That's Mighty Hebrew. The other one is a member of ISUPK. The Zayak is a captain in ISUPK.
I got
you. He still supports somebody. So if you know that, would you invite them on your channel?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. If I was to invite them on, why would I invite them on? Am I inviting them to have a dialogue about the topic, which would probably be the case? But if I'm inviting them on to try and support them, that couldn't be the case because obviously I don't want to get involved in that. So most likely, I'd probably say no. I wouldn't invite them on. But if I was going to say to them, look, let's have a conversation about it. But maybe I'll be prejudiced to have a conversation with the person because I know them. So maybe someone else, you don't really know them and you're asking questions. You was asking questions and they say it was gossip. I think at the point when you was talking to Sinetta and Teroriak, you got labeled gossip, but you're really trying to. I was trying to get to the point of why did that get to that point when you was discussing about religion and it went off like why you're mentioning someone he knows is in the thing. I was trying to say to you, like, wasn't you sticking to the topic of, or was that the topic?
Brother, there was no topic. They're trying to act like I lost a debate. First of all, it was not a debate. It was a weigh-in. And secondly, there was no topic agreed upon. Now, the funny thing is that the guy, King Ty, I first made a live stream asking, is this Hebrew Israelite in jail for rape? And he left a comment. And he said, I'm right here. Law, what the F? Trying to trick people like I'm not in jail for child molestation. I'm out. So and then I asked him and I showed him that. It's there, and it's in the comments. I said, did you do that? Did you do? He did not reply anything. And several people said, hold on, please, brother. Yeah, hold on. Okay, let me mute the brother. Sure. Yeah. So several people said, look, answer. Did you do it? You know what I'm saying? Any innocent man will defend himself. You know what I'm saying? He didn't reply anything, But Tazariak used the opportunity in cahoots with Sinetta to act like I was lying. He said that the guy is out.
Okay, maybe he's out now, but he was in jail for that. And we heard it from Tazariak's own mouth. So that move was real low. And it backfired at them because I happened to have the tape of Tazariak speaking on that, just right after the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? So it was real low to try to pass me off as a gossiper when I addressed something that was factual. And then he lied. Not only he lied about the Bible, but even lied on the situation with his ISUPK member who indeed went to jail for that, for child molestation.
I got you. Now.
I mean,
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
So more or less, these videos and what you're doing is trying to clear your name if people thought you're gossiping or lying. Because I didn't come across when I was watching the whole thing, I wasn't coming across it. I thought you was breaking down, Christianity and saying obviously Jesus was, if he was real or not, and also obviously to support Kemet, obviously his African background and stuff like that. But when it comes to these charges and stuff like that, and people supporting them, it's a weird one because the person we're talking about, Sinai and Teresa, they have no criminal record. We know that for a fact, but their names are in the title, and it's like who they're affiliated with. Because they're affiliated with them, we're condemning them who they're affiliated with to say, are they the same person? That's what it comes across, because they know them, and the system. I'm not gonna say whether right. The system is not necessarily against certain people who look like us. I'm just saying the evidence is there. So let's go with the evidence and say they're guilty. But the people we're talking about, Sinai and Tazariak, them themselves haven't done these things. They haven't done it. You know what I mean? They haven't done these things. So really and truly, it should be them who the people you're talking about should be thinking. You've highlighted them, but it's Sinai as this, Sinai as that, or Tazariak's that, Tazariak's that. But I agree with you. They try to besmirch your name, and you're clearing your name, and that's what you're really doing these videos for. But you've done that very well. If you put it out. But I was trying to come on here to see, are you smearing them because they're associated with them? Is that what this is about?
No, not because they are associated with them. There's a difference with knowing some people who did some foul stuff and having a guy running his advert about his oil, inviting him not only to do debates, but to teach the people. The guy's a member of an organization that supports a convicted child molester, but yes, he's teaching people. Further than that, he said that they, as an organization, ISUPK, celebrate the death of Africans. It doesn't bother Sarnetta. It doesn't bother Reggie. It doesn't bother Onk. It doesn't bother most of these monkey moderators like OnlyFans Mika, who's probably busting it open like I've shown earlier. Another lady doing it as well. And he said that Martin Luther King ain't shit. Sorry for the S-bomb, but I was quoting him. And when we spoke, and I called him up on that, you know what I'm saying? He doubled up. He used the word B, the B word towards MLK. So we have a so-called conscious community. Those guys are supporting the convicted child molesters, but they have the nerve to say that MLK ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the world upside down. You know what I'm saying? And celebrate. Yes, go ahead.
But I was going to say, but it's just one person, and that because he talks. I mean, I don't know who. I think General Johanna or whatever it is. He's the main guy of that. I think a branch of that, because he talks. Is he talking for himself, or is he talking for the organization? And that's what I'm trying to say. I know I know he spearheads it.
Because brother, please let me just say that, please.
Yeah, go on.
He speaks as a member of ISUPK, as a representative of ISUPK. He's a captain of the organization. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not the captain. I think Sinetta gave him the word captain. That Sinetta just gave him that as a tag. He's not a captain.
I don't think so, because we have Captain Cartazar, the Puerto Rican dude, the white dude.
Yeah. As in Sinetta gave them, so Sinetta gave him that name as well.
I don't think so. No, because the guy you mentioned, Johanna, his title is General Hayana. Do you think Sinetta gave him that title as well?
No.
So that's the title that they give themselves within that organization. You know
all right, okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. So what I'm trying to say to you, when he's on the live, right? Yes, he's a representation, but he's talking and his own opinions and feelings in regards to the subject and that. So when he says he supports him, that doesn't mean the rest of his organization backs that thing as well. Because you're saying the whole of his organization represents child molesters. That what I'm saying is this.
Hold on, brother. You know, brother. I appreciate what you're saying. It's a nice conversation.
I'm trying to say.
Hold on, please. Let me try to tell you this. There's a video where Sinetta speaks with Baba Heru.
Okay.
And he asked Baba Heru about
ISUPK celebrating the death of Africans. So I already heard that this is what they say. As
What
a matter
Africans?
of fact,
Which Africans? Which
well,
Africans?
feel free to ask them. But as
No,
far
I'm
as
asking you. I don't know. I believe you, but I'm just saying because I heard him say it as well. But I'm saying which.
He stopped dancing. He was very uncomfortable. He was back dancing, just like the sister was questioning him about his child molester friend. And then ultimately they kicked her out, you know what I'm saying, by, playing that audio that says, shut the F up, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it doesn't matter which kind of African that is. And the funny thing is that when I asked him if they celebrate the death of Europeans, he said no. So we have some so-called people, yeah. So at this point, he can twist it however he wants and say, oh, that's from the Bible, that's the Passover and stuff like that. The fact remains is that he does celebrate the death of Africans. Besides, I'm sure you've seen when he told a young boy who was, if I understand correctly, half Black American and half African, that he would not feed him because he has some African, let's say, blood or lineage. Now maybe he was full African, I don't know, but the child was underage, and he told him. Did you see that video where he told the child?
No. That's deep. That's deep. Because because it comes down to the other guy that he moves with, Captain Katazar, and people were saying he's Puerto Rican or he's white, whatever. And Zurek backs him, but he won't feed the African. So it shows the hypocrisy. Is that what we're saying? Hypocrisy, right? They're hypocrites.
Well, you can call it hypocrisy, but anybody, if I hear some Kemetic people say that they celebrate the death of Africans, I ain't gonna be cool with that. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, celebrating the death of Black folks. You know what I'm saying? And Sanet agrees by saying peace and Black power. Sanet himself said that he's African. The Zara told him, you're Dominican. He said, I'm African Dominican. So how are you going to say you're African? You have a guy who celebrates the death of Africans on your channel as an organization. They said MLK ain't shit. MLK is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what more do you want? I mean, you might as well just join the Ku Klux Klan. But the Ku Klux Klan, I don't think they're cool with child molesters. So maybe that's why they haven't joined the Ku Klux Klan. But it's just a mess.
No, but I got you on that. So, and let's go to Sinet's channel. But on his channel, he lies both posing people have them thing. Like obviously you're on one side and Tazurek's on the other side to debate that and let the people see. Obviously, most of the people listening to you are gonna side with you. So we're gonna say that Tazurek is wrong for that, and I would say that, and he's wrong for not feeding the boy, the half mixed race boy, half African. He's wrong for that, and most people are gonna agree with you that him supporting someone who's been convicted of Shamla is wrong as well. So in all them points, you're absolutely right in terms of someone with respect and credibility. So you're right. Now the question is why does Sidenetter have them on? Well, Sidenetter comes across. His show is at this point is a debate show for people to at least people can come together and have the debate about it, to discuss about it, and to put people on blast to say, well, how this person credit. But I wouldn't label the whole conscious community, so-called conscious community, as that, because like you said, you brought the evidence. All the evidence you brought here, you got criminal record, everything. It proves that what you said was actually right. You proved that point. Now, at this point, what do we do with that evidence? Go ahead. You're on mute.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I was on mute. Yeah. Well, you said I don't think it should be the whole conscious community. I haven't heard the conscious community say that it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he spoke on MLK, I did a live stream. Several people came. They were outraged. But for strange reason, when he said he celebrates the death of Africans, they were not outraged anymore. So it's like, if you say something about a Black American, they take issues of that. But if you say something about Africans, like we have seen the butler Reggie telling Sekou, you have no standing here. You speak to your people, I speak to my people. You're an outsider. That's xenophobic. I mean, if Dr. Shekon Tadia was there, would he tell him that? You know what I'm saying? Dr. Ben himself was not from America, same as Ivan Van Sertima and so many other people, So on top of accepting and protecting child molesters and promoting child molesters, they also promote xenophobia, anti-Blackness, anti-Africanness.
Who's the child molester they're promoting?
Mighty Hebrew.
Are they promoting Mighty Hebrew?
Well, maybe you don't know, but he's a regular over there. He's a regular caller over there.
Yeah, I think he was over there, and I think he tried to explain. He was explaining the situation in terms of the records you brought up, the criminal records of what happened with him and the young lady.
Yeah, but did he talk about rape?
Yeah, he did. He brought up the whole thing. It was about 2
Well,
days ago.
you know what I heard? I heard he said that the judge said, basically put rape and statutory rape under the same banner. I'm paraphrasing,
Yeah.
but those are two different things. He's basically what he's trying to do. He's talk his way out of it. That's all he was trying to do. And the latest thing we heard right yesterday, a sister said that he was exonerated. So I was like, okay, can you show us the paperwork? But now the sister, she threw in the towel because she realized, hey, it ain't easy out there defending child molesters. You know what I'm saying? So he can talk his way out of it. Yeah. First, the sister even told me, are you from America? So some people really feel like if
There's
you're
some
not from
feedback.
America.
There's some feedback. Someone's got some
Yeah,
feedback.
yeah. Hold
I'll
on.
mute
hold
out.
on.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So the sister at one point even asked me if I'm from America. Unfortunately, some people in America feel like if you're not from over there, you know less. You're not that knowledgeable about the topic. Like Sanetta tried to do when at the end of the Wayne, he said, "Oh, don't talk about the civil rights, don't talk about MLK and stuff like that." I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, those guys are so dumb, just reading the Bible, lying on the Bible, lying on historical documents. You know what I'm saying? That eventually they want to try to give you some history lesson about the civil rights to justify saying that Martin Luther King ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if anything ain't shit, it's not Martin Luther King. It's all these monkey moderators, monkey channels that invites child molesters, supporters of child molesters on a regular basis that on top of that celebrate the death of black folks. It's a mess. I mean, it doesn't get messier than that. You know what I'm saying? But feel free.
No, you know what? At this point, I'm saying, okay, where do the information is out. You've laid it out. Where do we? What's the next course of action for you? You've laid it out clearly that you've cleared your name. Your name was trying to be besmirched. I can see you take yourself very seriously. You didn't like the way in that debate form it went out, and you've proven that what you said is wrong. Where do we go from this point on now?
Well, in the last few days, just like in the last few years, I'm uploading videos from museums around the world. Right now, I'm in Portugal. I don't live there. I'm just there. I went to the museum there in Lisbon, and I'm showing ancient artifacts. And every now and then, I'll touch on the Middle Nature, ancient history. So I'm still doing what I've been doing for years. However, I ain't gonna let people, defend child molesters and try to make us look bad because we disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter is, it's been maybe 2 weeks. Sanetta has refused to state if he supports child molesters or not. So it's clear to me that he does support child molesters. All he has to do is say, I don't support them. But he knows that if he says, I don't support them, he's going to have to stop having them on his platform.
So
but
people like which people are you talking about? Are you talking about, because obviously polite
brother, I mean, no.
Let's be clear. Because
ISUPK, because
which one?
Said of it.
The whole organization, right? Go ahead. The whole all of them.
Brother, I mean, we have a representative, a captain of our organization who stated live on air on their own radio broadcast, YouTube podcast, that he supports his fellow ISUPK member, even though he was convicted of child molestation. So as far as I'm concerned, that's ISUPK. If there's any ISUPK member who wants to call in and say, "Oh, I don't agree with that," they be my guest, but they will not do that,
Okay.
So, but they can prove me wrong. They can surprise me. The link is there, and Mighty Hebrew.
So there's them too. There's them too.
Well, those are the two for which we have paperwork or public confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, Sanetta said there's many others who do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But for those two, it is a fact. It is established. So Sanetta has an attachment to those two brothers. That's on him. But the fact of the matter is, he does support them. He does invite them on his platform. I never thought I'd see the day where some so-called conscious channels will invite child molesters and defenders of child molesters. So people are free to do what they want. In here, it doesn't fly. For other brothers and sisters, it doesn't fly. And they've been trying to label us gossipers, slanderers. They even had the nerve to say that's old news. Shaka, you late. That's old news. We've been knowing about it. I'm like, oh, you've been knowing about it? And it didn't bother you? See, they try to normalize it
just like they're trying to normalize doing OnlyFans and busting it open and twerking and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's an OnlyFans moderator over there who's been disrespecting the elders, you know, just in the defense of the fraud Garfield Reed. Because besides the child molestation, Garfield Reed said that he has a bachelor's degree in history. Nobody's seen it, and he had the nerve to send an invoice for $1,800 to show his degree. And Garfield Reed has scammed several people. And just a few days ago, the brother born FOG stated that his older brother was scammed by Garfield. So on top of having child molesters, people who celebrate the death of Africans, Neter gives a platform to known scammers. As a matter of fact, Neter not only accused Polite of being a child molester by labeling him Dr. York and Baby York, but he stated out of his own mouth that Polite scammed him of more than $10,000, but yet he had Polite back on his platform. So here, he cannot talk his way out of this. He publicly stated that Polite scammed him. Why do you have the guy on your platform if he scammed you? You don't care if he doesn't scam other people?
I believe he paid him back. I believe he paid him back. That's why.
Yeah, but you believe he paid him back, but Neter himself said, okay, Polite proposed to make it seem like it's a donation of $10,000. Neter himself said, okay, well, I said, all right, as long as the money's in my pocket, all right, even though it's more than that. So if you get your money back or some of it back, it's cool. But it's still
are you going to say to the community that's now, of course, your people listening, that we should not support Neter until he comes out, until he clears out?
No, I'm not saying that. People are free to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when I and others say that the HOK is the house of crooks or house of rapists, they should not take offense at that, because it is clear. It is clear that Neter is cool with child molesters since he has them on his platform on a regular basis. He cannot get around that. Butler Reggie cannot get around that. I never heard Reggie saying that he doesn't support child molesters. As a matter of fact, Reggie gave information against Kemet to Hebrews who like Konasi Yashu, who happened to be a child molester as well, and who has been running, and we don't even know where he is. You know what I'm saying? And this is on tape. Neter himself said it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
the evidence is overwhelming. You know, I'm gonna stand back and yield because I just wanted some clarification, because I do watch Neter, and also shout out to Neo X in the chat and all the others gonna come in and chat. So I really appreciate you letting me come over and just trying to get an understanding of where you're coming from. And I got a lot to process, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, on YouTube, vetting everyone on YouTube, I'm sure most of the people obviously I'm from the UK. A lot of people in just in general, I've got all them criminal records in the background, just trying to make a living, but at the same time, trying to prove they're righteous. At the same time, is hypocrisy, and I can see what you're trying to point out, and trying to have a higher standard for our people. So I really appreciate you doing that and putting trying to clarify that, and actually trying to talk to people. And I mean, if Neter listens or whatever, I understand him, because it just shows that our people do have morals, we do have respect, and we have a higher level. So I really appreciate you letting me come over and trying to make me understand your point of view. I appreciate. I yield and come back.
Can I ask one question before you leave, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, where are you from originally?
My parents.
Yes.
I'm from London. My parents are both Jamaican.
Wagwan, everything, Chris.
I'm not like Garfield. Hey, not like Garfield, yeah, but I've never been there before, but I'll just basically London. But yeah, in London we mix of everything, yeah, but everything crispy, my brethren. Everything Chris, you know what I'm trying to say? But when I look at you, you remind me of
brother, hold on, brother. Just out of curiosity, in Jamaica, do they have funerals on December 24th? Christmas Eve?
I'm not from Jamaica. I would never know. I'm from London, so I would never know.
I'll ask some other people, but feel free.
Yeah. But you look like me. You remind me of Thierry Henry, the football player, plays for Arsenal. Thierry Henry, the football player, he's French. You remind me of that kind of smooth French. But hey, listen, big up to everyone in the chat. I really appreciate you coming on. I don't usually come on camera, so really rarely come on camera. But I thought obviously I'll do what you told me to, come on camera and get my point of view. So I really appreciate you coming over and bringing me awareness to where you're coming from and why obviously these videos are being made in terms of the slander you felt was against you, in terms of, because I can see by your video catalog that you take yourself seriously. You take people on tours, and you don't want people to come across that you're you're manipulating or trying to speak. So I can see where you're coming from. I really appreciate it, my brother. You take care. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
brother. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. All right. Well, I don't know if I think Young Heru came first and then Jay Heru after. So Young Heru, feel free, brother.
Nah, Jay Harold, he was here first. He could go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Feel free to speak, brother Jay Heru.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. That was interesting. Interesting conversation last night, man. I I did want to speak to Sister Freedom or whatever, but um, I wanted to be understood, like and you've been saying this, like my intentions, at least for me, is not to sit here and try to slander this man's name or just try to make him look bad. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, we're just putting this stuff out there because although some people may have known, a lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? And he's on different platforms with people, and mind you, yeah, it has been a long time ago, right? But if you're defending it and you say that you didn't do it, it's like he's in a tight spot because even if I did wanted to believe you that you didn't do it, I don't have anything substantial to to be able to convince me to say, hey, well, I don't, what I'm saying, I don't think he did that. You know what I mean? We can only go by, what's on your record or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, man. Like, ain't nobody out here trying to, what I'm saying, just doing it just to be doing it. But I mean, it's something that's everybody's not aware of, and we just talking about it and bringing it out there, so people can know about it, give their opinions or whatever. Um, One question I did want to ask you, Shaka, because I think this is important too, right? Because Sister Freedom said something the other day, last night. She said that she said if he did it, he did his time for it, and uh, that's over with, right? So I want to ask this, to the panel, as well. Um, if a person is in that situation and they did something back early on in their life, but they're now trying to make themselves a better person. They went through counseling or whatever the case may be, and let's just say Mighty Hebrew say, let's just say, hey, he say, look, man, this is something that happened early on. I was young, I did something wrong, but now I'm a better person. How do we deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, what would be the response for that? Can a person redeem themselves coming from that?
Well, my response to that question is if anybody did that in his life, and I'm talking about raping a woman or a child, he should lay low. He should not be a representative of an organization, particularly a black organization. In politics, if somebody is even accused of something like that, it's very difficult. Now, if he's charged or convicted, and no way he's going to remain in that political party. They're going to ask the guy to resign, or they're gonna kick him out. So anybody that done that in his life before has a right to leave. He paid his debt to society. He can, do whatever contribution he feels is useful or important. But you cannot be, a leader of a black organization. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a stain on the organization. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't help the organization. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I just wanted to ask that because I feel like it's a valid question. You know what I mean? Because I think some of what I hear from Sister Freedom and some others, like, okay, well, hey, he did his time for that. Like, this was a long time ago. He's a better person now.
You know,
What I
brother.
mean?
The sister. I don't know if you've seen the conversation earlier, but now she don't. She said she doesn't want her name involved because she realized there's no such thing as exoneration. Sorry. So she was capping hard, defending hard, and she's coming with all the talking points in the world, and she has a right to like whoever she wants to. I don't have anything against her personally, but anybody, the thing that happened recently is that they try to make us look bad for being against rapists and child molesters. So they try the old news talking point. They try to
Yeah.
slander talking point. They try to gossiping slander point. You know what I'm saying? Then they even try to, this worse things going on. All the cultures as well, they do it. You know, so I like what? So all the cultures do it. So we should be cool with that? No. Let's have some standard. Let's have some sanity. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point in this, I agree with you, Bennett. We are potentially saving children from being harmed, women from being harmed. And some women are very wicked because similar thing happened to them. They don't mind if it happens to other women because misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, in 2023, there's some discussions that I think we should not even have. You know what I'm saying? But because of Sanada's platform and all the monkey moderators, they try to make all the excuses in the world for child molesters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly at all. So they try hard, but now it's come to an end. And the funny thing, Jay Heru, is that the sister said that there's some slander case coming. So I'm like, against who? Who slandered? You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no slander. Ain't no way. I mean, and I also, like I said, the other day, like, if you said, you said this was a wrongful conviction or whatnot, because they also made the argument that's been over 30 years ago. Okay, in the same breath, I mean, I kind of find it hard to see why haven't you, worked to get this off your record. You know what I mean? Because it has been so long, like, I don't know what that process is, getting things cleared off your record for a wrongful conviction, if that's the case. But it's like, okay, I mean, you're saying it's been 30 years. Yes, okay, it's been over 30 years. Like, I mean, if this something that's wrongful, I feel like there should have been, a strong effort to get this stuff off your record, man. Because, I mean, like you say, that's a stain. That's a bad stain on you. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's just talking his way out of it. That's all. It's nothing new, man. You know what I'm saying? Those guys and the conscious community with all these monkey moderators, they like to act like if you disagree with a brother or a sister, then you are wrong. You are divisive. You are a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ridiculous at this point. It has to stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's so funny to me that even to this day, I mean, Sa doesn't understand that he will benefit more by taking a stand and stating, okay, he can't even say, okay, I didn't know about all this. Now that I know, I'm going to do my thing with that such and such people, and then he will look good. But this is going to backfire at him. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a Me Too movement. First, we didn't have that movement. Now it's different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how far will you go with that? Only with some dumb monkey moderators. Some women apparently love to get raped. They love it. They like it rough. GMS say, some women fantasize about that. So this is the kind of monkey moderators that only find Mika and all these other female who are so lonely in their life that they will allow dude, to do all kind of things to them. And even their daughters, that's how desperate some of them are, apparently. But that's the standard of black folks. You know what I'm saying? And that shouldn't be the standard of Pan-Africans. But Pan-Africans, we barely have any Pan-African organizations because we would have heard them by now. You know what I'm saying? Because some people celebrate the death of Africans. So it's really a mess. It's just so messy. It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? And they thought that it would slide with some talking points and some monkey moderators. But no, they can see now the real deal. I'm not the only one who think that way. And shame on them using the ancestors, using the elders and the scholars, I'm saying, to try to give themselves some legitimacy, while on the same breath trying to normalize convicted child molesters and supporters of child molesters having a voice on their platform, and then try to label us as gossipers. Shame on them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they tried, but now it's a done deal. It's over with, man. So the guy can say whatever he wants. If he was exonerated, he will have some documentation that says so. Sometimes in people's room, you see, like, when they have a degree, man, if I was accused of such thing and I'm exonerated, it will probably be framed up just like a degree. Like, any chance I get, I will show it to the people. But, some people are so gullible and naive. Anything you tell them, they're going to repeat it like an echo chamber. And the sister, I don't need to say her name, but she looks so bad now. She realized she made a fool out of herself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Saying stuff that the dude didn't even say of his own mouth. Where's the paperwork? But anyway, we'll have Andrew Brunet in the place to be. But hold that thought, please, Sister Andrea Brunet. Young Hero, feel free to add on and stay with us, Jay Hero. So, Young Hero, yes, feel free to speak, brother.
Yeah, I just want to say to what Jay Harry was saying. You know, like it all depends on the age to me, because I feel like if you a grown man after 25 years old and up, and you still making these kind of decisions or mistakes, that means that's who you are. But a younger man at a certain age, he might make a mistake, and you know, he might clean up his life, he might find so-called God or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you can't be on the front line. You can't be speaking so high and mighty of yourself and downplaying people that never did nothing like that. I mean, for you to do something like that, it has to take a lot of anger, a lot of desperation. I mean, I just can't even see myself doing that to no female or human being, period. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like, just like Shaka said, it's like they still in high school. You know, you can't have somebody scam you and turn around and accept them as your friend like everything is okay. It don't work that way, because that person could do it again. And you know what I mean? A lot of humans learn their lesson the hard way. It's just like a woman that getting beat from a man, and she always go back to him until she end up dead. You know, so this is a situation like we are not trying to slander nobody. We are not trying to make them look like the worst, but you can't be out there on the flip side trying to make people that's doing the right work look bad. And that's all Shaka was doing. I mean, I did, just like I saw something earlier today with the whole AIDS thing. I never knew that. I never heard Sanetta say that. I'm like, whoa, like, so is he free now? Is he clean now? Is he free of AIDS? I mean, what's going on? Because I didn't know they had a cure for AIDS. You know, so it's a thing like, how can you say somebody scam you out of all that money? And I don't care if it's my blood brother. If he scammed me over $10,000, I might not talk to him again. And it's not about the money. It's about principles.
It's a principle.
You know what I'm saying? You have to set a standard. You can't, if my blood brother do me that, I don't want nothing to do with him, because I can't turn my back around him if he's going to do that to me, much less for a stranger. So I just feel like if Sanetta was man enough, it wouldn't have even got that far. If he had just had a discussion with Shaka about the situation, it would have never got that far. He would have bring all the information he got about Mighty Hebrew, and they would have a discussion about it. But at the same time, Sanetta got to understand that his platform is popular and it's based off righteousness, it's based off consciousness. And if you play in both sides, it make you look bad. And I think that's what he's doing. He's playing both sides because it's beneficial to him. So if he was honest, he would just tell you, you know what? You're right. You know, I have an issue with this guy. I have the issue with what that guy do me, but I don't care because he's helping me make money. Like, be honest. Don't get mad at Shaka for speaking about it when it's the truth, when it's already on the front line. It just don't make any sense. And now people trying to go against Shaka because they're not even calling Shaka, having a discussion with him, anything like that. They go in based because they friends with Sanetta. And you know what I mean? If Sanetta wasn't beneficial to them, they wouldn't care either. So that's the situation with humans. It's all about what I could get from you. You know what I mean? It's not no loyalty, no principles. And that's how I see the whole situation. So that's all I wanted to say.
I appreciate that. Sister Andrew Brunet, feel free to speak, my sister.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sister. Please feel free to speak.
Yeah, so, you know, Shaka, I agree with what you're doing, okay? These so-called grown men need to sit down somewhere and stop trying to, they sound so perverted and sick to me that they would think that something written down by, again, most of these laws that are written in these books come from men to justify their evil, wicked behavior. Okay, so all that stuff that's written in the Bible about what they can do to a woman at a girl, not even a woman, at a certain age because she gets her period. And what is all this stuff in the kingdom? We're going to be doing all this. I mean, have they lost their damn mind? I mean, I'm appalled that these grown so-called men are talking about having sex with 12-year-olds. I mean, I can't imagine. And then for the comment that was made yesterday, well, there are a lot of men who were falsely accused of doing a certain thing. Okay, but women are, anytime a woman gets dragged into court for her saying she was raped, she gets raped by the court system all over again. What were you doing? What were you wearing? Who were you with? All those questions that come out to make her seem like she's a whore or a slut, even though she may be telling the truth. So, you can play that at both ends of the spectrum. It doesn't matter that there are men who've been convicted. It matters to them, but it doesn't matter in the scope of what you're talking about. We understand that the system is not fair. The court system is not fair, and it's not just here in America. We know that some of our Black men have been falsely accused. We understand that, but so have the women have been told, "Oh, she's a liar. She's fast. She's a whore. She's a this." Every bad label that they can come up for a woman, they will put that on her to justify them saying, "Don't believe her because she's lying," even though she may be telling the truth. And that's why so many of them don't come forth, because they know they're going to be raped over again in the court system. That's why they don't come forward. I don't care if they're even the little boys. They don't want to come and say a man put his up my behind. They don't want to say all that, because they're going to be put on trial for their behavior. What did you do to cause them to do that to you? And that's how it happens here in America. And that's why there's not as many of women who come forward when those things happen. So I agree with what you're doing. And the name calling and all that stuff that they do to justify their position, they can have all that. When you stand for what's right, all that comes back to you. All this other stuff that people are talking about, they can have all that. I get irritated. They just had a big thing here in the city, not too far from me. They busted 59 people for child sex trafficking. Firefighters, teachers, all that. Going down in the city next to me. So it's going on. And it's not just our people, but it's going on, and it needs to stop. And they need to stop giving them qualified biblical immunity. There is nothing in the Bible that benefits women in one way, in no way, shape, and form. Nothing. I wasn't raised in the church, but I started going to church when I got older. I started reading on all this stuff, the abuse that women had to go through. So I kind of backed off a little bit, jumped into the Hebrew Israelite thing like 3 years ago, jumped in and jumped right back out, because the stuff that they said they could do to women, it was horrible. I'm like, man, I've been through a Pentecostal holiness church, been there, did that, got a t-shirt and a hat. I ain't going back that way. So can't do all that.
Sister, hold on, sister, if you don't mind. Now, this
Sure.
Hebrew Israelite organization that you were affiliated with, like, what's the name of it, if you don't mind saying?
It was just 2 months. It was the IUIC. I mean, we jumped in and jumped right back out. The IUIC. Jumped in, jumped right back out.
What did they say they can do to women?
It's not. It wasn't so much like, I mean, if she worked, it didn't matter if she went to work. She still had to come home, do all this, treat him like a king, do all this, cook the food, do all it. He can throw his clothes on the floor. She has to go pick it up. Anything that he does, she was supposed to take care of all of that. And I'm like, hold on, I work 8 hours a day too. That ain't going down like that, right? It's like he's supposed to be treated like a king, and she's supposed to be serving his food, making sure food's on the table, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, all right. Heard all that before, been there, did that, got a t-shirt and a hat. I can't do that anymore. It's too much. It's too much pressure to be put on the woman to do all of these things that a grown-ass man should know how to do. Now, if you work it out in your family situation and you say, okay, we want to do this as a family, fine. But for it to be demanded, like even when we went, they had women sitting on one side, men sitting on the other side. You couldn't have no conversation. Women weren't supposed to be talking in the setting at all, which I just find those things strange. I mean, that's my husband, and why can't I sit next to my husband? I thought that was kind of crazy, but I'm glad you are doing this, because this needs to stop. Those grown ass men need to sit down somewhere and really introspect on themselves and really think about what they're saying and put that Bible down, because it's caused so much harm to our families, so much harm. And I just want to commend you. You keep doing what you're doing. Let them call you whatever they want to call you. They can talk about you till they turn purple in the face. Who gives a damn? You keep doing it. And I'm glad to see it. I got a son your age, so he has a daughter. And I can't imagine somebody thinking it's okay for them to mess with his daughter, let alone my other grandkids I have. Leave them babies alone. You keep doing what you're doing, Shaka. You got a supporter here.
Thank you, sister, and thank you to all the brothers and all the other sisters who's been encouraging me, because unfortunately, some of our people, they are really straight up followers. They sit and wait and weigh things out. Like over there, they have 50 people who say it doesn't matter. Over there, they only have like 20 people who say they're not happy with that. I don't want to look bad. Some of our people are like that. I'm telling you, man. I've been among so many people in so many different countries, so now they can see, hey, it's not just Shaka. Yeah, Shaka, he's from Europe. You know what I'm saying? He's Frenchy, but you have some other people as well. Maybe I should think about it. You know what I'm saying? So this is really appreciated. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for speaking out. Yes, go ahead, sister.
And I want to say one more thing. It doesn't matter where you're from, okay? All this goes on around the world. This is not just exclusive to what happens here in America. All this child molestation is going on worldwide, and nobody should be coming at you because of where you live. If you care enough, you're going to care enough about all of us, not just people in your particular region. This is happening everywhere. And for people to say, well, you're not from America, so who cares? Again, who cares? You care enough to say, I don't want to see this happening anywhere. If you have that kind of concern about us over here, who are we to tell you, well, you're not from America, you don't understand our policies and procedures and stuff. But what you do understand is these grown men are trying to figure out a way to have sex with young girls, and they know they're wrong. You're too old. All these old grown men are trying to justify having sex with young girls. It doesn't matter where you live. You can comment on us anytime. I don't have a problem with that. Come on and check us out, or check us. Say what you got to say, because we should stick up for all of that that's happening around the world, because it's not just happening here. It's just unfortunate the conscious community here, as you're saying, is almost giving a pass to say, oh, okay, this is okay. No, it's not okay. And we need to stand up for our children and our grandchildren. That's why I came on today. I got 8 grandkids, and I don't have time for these grown-ass men to think it's okay for them to do what they're doing. I don't have time for that. I don't. I wish somebody would step to one of my granddaughters or my sons, and they'll find a whole nother Andrea. This is not right, and they should know that. They should know better. So my kids, I got my grandkids, I call it the GPS, the Grandma Protection Services. That's what I operate over here. So anyway, Shaka, I love what you're doing. You just keep doing it.
Thank you, sister. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Now, what I propose to do, and you're free to stay on the panel, Ching Ching, always coming with the good news, has asked me to share some of the videos. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to mute my mic and play it.
If the goose is, everybody got to pay the piper. How come if Polite did what he did, how come y'all just looking at Polite? What about Nasi Yashavel, who is in the Hebrew community, who is a big leader? Why Zion Lex ain't make no video about Nasi Yashavel, who come out of his temple? That's what I want to know. How come everybody, see if
Yeah, Zion Lex, you came on my platform once. We never really had no situation. I've addressed you a few times, on some scholarship level, but Zion Lex, you did make I need to mute. Who did I mute? Jehu, I think. Yeah. So, Zion Lex, you did make several videos about Polite, but you had Mighty Hebrew on, and I did tell you that when you came as well. But I don't know how old this one is, so maybe after that Zion Lex, address Nasi Yashuva, but hey, But let's listen up. Let's listen up.
See, if you was really against that shit, then you would be making a video against Nasi Yasabel, who came under the teachings of your teacher. That's what I'm saying. Shit, if we're going to cover pedophilia and rape, then let's do it, nigga. I'm with it. Because if Polite is found guilty, nigga, guess what? I'm with it. Let's go and get everybody. Let's not forget Nasi Yasabel. Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew, nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrews' channel. Don't forget the mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child. So why nobody?
Ching Ching all has to see. I understand what Sanetta can't stand Ching Ching. You see, when I spoke to Sa, it's a serious stuff that I don't want no serious stuff. Okay. Now, let me play what I spoke to Sa and ask him, what does that mean, violated? You know, this is like, it's not precise, but let me just play. Let me just play. Hold on. Let me just play. Because, some people don't know what's going on. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
We have those guys who've been convicted for sexual misconduct. Garfield Reed spoke about this. Yourself, you spoke about Nasi. And Garfield Reed said that Hebrew camps are sheltering Nasi. So, and, it's sensitive because I know he's your friend, but, Mighty Hebrew, several people have said that he was convicted for sexual misconduct, that he went to jail for that.
He
so
did.
how are you going to...
He did.
Well, oh, well, okay, well, so you'll confirm it, So why...
Yeah, everybody know that. He went to jail for that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? So obviously...
But Hebrews cover up for Hebrews. That's what they do.
All right. So
and they go on everybody's platform and none of them niggas say a damn thing. But if I talk to Polite on the phone, oh man, how the fuck? So I'm never talking to Polite. Nigga, get the hell out of my chat. I talk to who I want to talk to. Innocent, like you said, is proven guilty, man.
Yeah. He was not convicted yet. You know what I'm saying? So Garfield Reed didn't lie then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he talked about and Garfield Reed said even twice he thinks. Some people said that the second time is because he did not sign.
Yeah, he got violated. He got violated the second time. Yes.
Yeah. So what does it mean he got violated?
Well, he had a violation. I don't know why, but they came back and locked him up again on a violation charge, something like that.
So that was a soft version. But here, Sa, I don't know. Maybe he got his energy drink or energy powder. Maybe he wasn't happy with the dude. He was beefing with the dude. I don't know. Maybe it was too much pressure. People telling him way back in the day, man, hey, Sa, man, all these child molesters around you. What's going on? But let's hear it for the record, for the benefit of the court again.
I'm with it. Let's go and get everybody. Let's not forget Nasi Yasabel. Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrews' channel. Don't forget.
You know what's ironic? On which channel is he on constantly now? Sometimes life can bite you in the bottom, man. The irony.
The mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child.
Because the ninja was trying to do what with another child? I didn't say. Sa said it. Sa said it. Only find Mika. When you finish busting it open and twerking on OnlyFans, what do you say about that? And all you monkey moderators who try to label me as a gossiper. This is your guru speaking. Reggie, what say you now? Unc, what say you now? It's Sanetta saying it. Sister, whatever your names are. Huh? Oh my goodness, man.
So why nobody dealing with that? This nigga got a nerve to get on Zion Lex channel last night and talk about that shit when this nigga done did fucking time. Is you crazy? Like, yo, only the Hebrews could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Only the fucking Hebrews can do that shit. Bang, bang, bang. Only the fucking Hebrews get away with this type of shit. You don't see one fucking Hebrew. The only one that I seen step up was Daniel Allah and ISUPK. They came out and went in on that shit.
You see how ironic it is? ISUPK. And we have Captain Tazariak on tape saying that he supported his brother even though he was found guilty. There was a guilty verdict. So ISUPK, when it's other people, they will talk about it. When it's their crew, they will support it. It's a mess, man. We have 75 people online. It's a mess. It's a mess. Feel free to speak before I play the rest. Feel free to speak.
Yeah, that don't look good, man. I think one of the issues with Neter, because I've seen him do it. I've watched him for a little while. You know, when he get mad at somebody, he unleash, right? And then later on he'll retract back. You know what I mean? But it don't look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? 1 minute you saying this, you know, speaking out against it and all of this right here. Now all of a sudden you defending him. It just don't look good.
Can I say something?
Of course, sister. Feel free.
You know, I've heard somebody say, you know, we should forgive them, right? You can't forgive what wasn't done to you, right? I can't forgive, you know, Mighty Hebrew on him. He didn't do it to me. The forgiveness comes from the person, the people you did it to. That's who you go seek forgiveness from. We can't just all blanketly forgive. That doesn't apply. It says if you are done wrong, if your brother does you wrong, if they're gonna go by the Bible, your brother does you wrong, you forgive them 70 times, 7 times a day. It doesn't say if they, you know, for you to go back and make atones for everybody else. So the people whoever did the violation, you go seek their forgiveness because that's who you need to get it from. But the rest of us are to stand up for the righteousness that comes from saying that this is wrong. But it's not for me to forgive him because he didn't do nothing to me, right? So all this, you hear all this blanket forgiving. Oh, we just got to forgive them. No, I don't have to because he didn't do it to me. It's the people he did it to that need to do that, and we need to stop trying to think that we can just all the stuff is just covered over, right? It just doesn't go like that. I mean, you know, when we had one of our leaders who said he grabbed women by the, you know, people are like, well, you know, that happened so long ago. Yeah, you know, but he owes them an apology. He didn't owe me one. I wish he would try to do that. He'd probably get hurt, right? So, I mean, you know, it's just some of this stuff just gets so ridiculous because it's always this, okay, you know, it's in the past. Yeah, it is. Just like the other brother said, when that happens, I'd be kind of, you know, you can't be around my kids like that or my grandbabies. You can't do that because then you're saying that that's okay. You know, no, it's not okay. And if you steal from me, I might have a hard time letting you come back around me like that. You can't do that. So, you know, keep again, Shaka, just keep doing what you're doing. I think when it's all in the wash, what's dirty comes up and it gets clean. It gets dealt with first, and then all that good clean water comes in and takes care of everything else. So you keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sister. Well, you know, there's some other part that Chin told me to go to. So I'm going to continue with the video and then I go to the timestamp that he gave me. So let's listen up.
But Zion Lex, nigga, you did a whole goddamn 4 to 3 hour video on Polite. And here's a nigga that you grew up with that come out of your temple. And not only that, his wife came out and said, this nigga did that shit to my daughter. Y'all niggas ain't doing that. Where the fuck the videos at? Where they at? The next time y'all come out, ask the Hebrews, where is the videos for Nashi Yasavel? That's what the fuck we want. You don't see Nasi Yasabel nowhere because the nigga hiding. He's ducking. But nobody's saying that. So if we really against this shit
For those who don't know, Nasi Yashuvel is the Hebrew Israelite that Reggie gave information to in order to go against South Susan Seti, who was representing for Kemet, who was representing for Africa. And Reggie, just a few weeks ago, said he has no regret. Neter told him now that we know he's a pedophile. Don't you have any regrets, Reggie? 3 times. Butler Reggie says he has no regret. And it's the same Butler Reggie who told me, keep Black America out your mouth. This is the House of Consciousness, allegedly. House of Clowns, spell it with a K. House of Crooks, spell it with a K. House of Rape, spell it however you want. Those guys think they're going to talk themselves out of this, man. Oh, no. Neter is on you. There's other business ventures than oil. You can choose something else. Unless they have dirt on you. And if that's the case, or maybe they're supplying you with something that you need on a regular basis, who knows? But you look bad out here in the streets, man. You do look bad, man. Let me continue playing this stuff.
for real, or we just gonna pick and choose? Oh, I don't like the nigga Polite because he be tearing our Hebrew asses up. So I'm gonna make a video on Polite. I don't need to make a video on the Hebrew nigga, Nasi Yasabel. It's not deflecting, dummy. See, there go a Hebrew. Where he at? Where he at? Let me put him on the Summer Jam screen because we see a Hebrew. Here's a Hebrew. He's up there saying deflecting.
No, it's funny. Neter sounds like me when I'm reading the comments of people who come here to defend those child molesters. The funny thing is that many of the people who come here to make excuses and defend the child molesters, now they come from SARS platform. The monkey moderators, the only fan Mika, the people who bust it open and to work and then give more lessons. The people who defend scammers with fake bachelor's degree in history. I mean, man, I never thought I'd seen that. Can you believe, brothers and sisters, that they thought they will be styling on me? Oh my goodness, the day a child molester or child molester supporter will style on me, I may be like maybe 19 years old, 90 years old, 95, 110. Maybe then they'll be able to style on me. But no, not on my watch. Not on my watch. You brothers must be out of your damn mind, for real, man. Is that gossiping here, you monkey moderators, you HOK monkey moderators? Is that gossiping now that size talking? Those guys want to defy the laws of gravity. They want to defy what's admissible in the court of law. They want to defy the meaning of words. So when Sa talks about that, it's not gossiping, it's information. When I talk about it, all of a sudden it becomes gossiping. You guys are clowns, man. Somebody got to tell you. Somebody got to pull your coat. The monkey moderators are clowns. You are clowns. You are moderators on the clown rapist channel, child molester channel. That's what you are. And you're going to have the nerve to tell your children, I was a revolutionary warrior and soldier in the HOK, House of Clowns. Shame on you.
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from? I'm not deflecting. If we're going to cover this shit, then let's cover it for real. Check. Yes, go ahead. Talk to me.
Now, there is evidence of the situation. You can go.
I need to find the best way to learn math and science.
I hear you that clear?
Now?
I hear you, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that you could go to the Miami-Dade Clerk website and do a search on Michael Nowak. And it will pull up Polite's case number. And it will also show the charge, which it says engage/CH.
Yes, brother. I know all of that. That's a charge, brother. It's not a conviction. It's not a guilty. It's a charge. Understand? White people say it all the time. You're not guilty until proven guilty. You're innocent until proven guilty.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right. I mean,
make no mistake about it.
Right? Y'all ain't saying nothing about him. How about the mighty fucking Hebrew? This nigga went to jail for rape, dog.
Ching Ching. I gotta thank you once again, my brother. Ching Ching has the receipts like crazy, man. He has receipts for days, man. I'm sure Sanetta every morning wake us, Ching Ching, no.
Shaka, you're a fool for that one, man.
That's how Sanetta will be waking up. Ching Ching, no. No, let's listen to Uncle, man. Oh my goodness, man. That's biting y'all in your behind, man. All of y'all. All three of y'all. Young Harry, you want to say something? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I want to say one thing too, like you said about Unc. You know what I'm saying? Like Unc just came out the other day and call out names. He gave a list. He even called Sanetta a charlatan promoter. But yet he's still on Sanetta channel promoting because, like I told you, it's business. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, how can you be mad at Shaka? But look at what your uncle is doing, and that's somebody you know for how long. But you ain't got no smoke for him. So you can't be, you know what I mean? You can't be biased, man. You gotta, if you're gonna be one way, you gotta be one way with everybody, or it makes you look fake. That's all we saying. And like I said, it looked like Sanetta tried it back in the days, but he probably got a lot of heat from it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say the guy is with it or whatever the case may be, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people put their morals aside in order to gain materialistic things. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Polite. When he was in the street, he used to have an old white t-shirt on. As soon as he start getting money, he think he the world. He's showing off everything. You know what I mean? He got to tell you about anything he do. And so Sanetta looked like he tried it back in the day and he got heat for it, or it wasn't making any progress. It wasn't making any money. And that's the system we live in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, like, even back in the days when black people had to struggle, they were more together. They had more of their culture, more of self-awareness. But as soon as they got within the system and they start making ranks and money, now everybody forget who they was. You can't. That's why every time I see a black woman with natural hair, it makes me smile because it's rare. You don't see that often. So maybe Sanetta realized that his platform is not moving forward, so he got to cut all that out, you know, and that's the way of the world. So it starts from the top to the bottom.
Indeed, indeed. Oh man, that's so funny. Now let me just continue. Oh man, hold on. Now, man, that's, I mean, you know. Oh, the brother, young Heru mentioned brother Unc Akek, labeling Sanetta, and he did not label Sanetta a charlatan. He said that Sanetta is a charlatan promoter, and this is not slander. This is not an allegation. You're gonna hear it for the horse's mouth. It's less than 1 minute and a half. It's exactly 1 minute and 18 seconds.
I want your audience to hear that there's something called scientific literacy that will protect the black women from the charlatans, okay, that get them. Y'all think y'all talked about it on the last broadcast. Y'all kind of talked about how women support these men. Well, they only support
same charlatans
men.
that you roll with. Those charlatans, you're coming on my platform
to
tell women that they can be protected from the same charlatans you roll with.
No, Shanetta is not a charlatan. He's a charlatan promoter, and everybody know I've told him that to his face.
I'm sorry.
So you heard it. Now let me go back to that interesting video.
It's loading.
You done put some black paint around your face and tattooed your shit. You a motherfucking cult leader, nigga. Like you there. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga that caught eye infection and shit, he did too much. Y'all talking about polite, but y'all letting motherfucking young Pharaoh go. See, I've been told you about that nigga young. You just an old man. No, I'm saying this nigga character is some bullshit, and I'm saying he stays on bullshit. Now look at him now. He done got y'all money, Ferrari, he did all that. Right? Y'all ain't saying nothing about him. How about the mighty fucking Hebrew? This nigga went to jail for rape, dog.
Oh, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga,
and that nigga back in the community, like everything good, Hebrew's quiet. What about Nazi Yashavel?
Damn, Daniels. It's you, brother. It's you, Ninja. It's you. He's back in the community, back on the HUK, like nothing happened. Where's the integrity, man? Those are the grown men you want to listen to? Man, we have such a trio right there, man. Those are the three musketeers, man. Sanetta, Reggie, and unfortunately, Unc. Those have so much to say, man. Those have so much to say, man. Oh, man.
Hold on. Let me get this nigga. Right? When I broke that story, remember that?
Yep.
I say the nigga is in jail, not going to court, right? We got his records. You remember that, right?
Yes.
This nigga here, you know what I'm saying, is in prison for fucking rape. He come home, I ain't even know he violated.
So, any sister that had so much to say, it's embarrassing, isn't it? They failed to tell you that they spoke on this and they said those things. You know? I mean, a sister literally came on my platform in defense of Sanetta, and Sanetta here is saying the same thing that I've been saying with more details. And Onk as well. You see how they played you, sister? They did you wrong, didn't they? It's embarrassing, isn't it? Feel free if you want to add on before I play the rest. Feel free.
Yeah, I guess she didn't know that. You know, and to be honest, I didn't even know that. I hadn't seen that video. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know why they feel like they've gotten past the situation, but clearly it's not settled.
Oh man, I would be quite angry if I was a sister, man. You know, but they love to have gullible people gonna raise the flag for them, take all the risk, while they sit down and chill and play chess and damage control. Anyway, let me just play the rest, man.
Then he run off to Israel somewhere, and he's still around y'all motherfucking daughters, Hebrews. We talking about a convicted motherfucking pedophile.
Facts.
You Facts. Do a whole 10-hour show on polite. This nigga ain't had his thing. I don't believe y'all niggas.
Facts.
You don't play it the way. Listen, when it come down to these babies and these women out fucking community, yo, I don't give a fuck if you're a Hebrew, a fucking Mexican.
Go ahead. That's right,
a
that's
Kemetic
right.
motherfucker, a fucking atheist, a green atheist, a real black atheist. Dog, it's hands off. That's why we don't fuck with York, because he violated the babies and the black women.
But what we see, is that Hebrews get a pass in this motherfucker. Nasi Yashavel. Nasi Yashavel's wife came out and said the nigga did that to her daughter. And now you don't see Nasi Yashavel nowhere. He came out of the same temple as Zion Lax. You ain't see one motherfucking statement by Zion. One video by Zion.
We seen a 10-hour show by Lion Lex on Polite, who ain't even had his day in court. Yasharel and already got found guilty in their Hebrew court. Like, we can't act like the shit is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I talk to niggas. Yo, let me, nigga, listen, yo, I talk to niggas.
Unc, if you're here, got some explaining to do right now. Link to get The partner. Stop hiding, Uncle. Stop hiding. Is it the money? Is it woman? Is it the yayo? How can you say that back then? When it comes to the children, it's hands off. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're in here capping. Brothers need to be solid, man. Maybe it's the age. When I get in my 50s, I might get softer. You know what I'm saying? You know, you cannot be the strongest all your life. As you go up in age, you decline in strength. But dang, man. Dang.
Niggas, right? And I know how niggas sound. All right? I talked to Polite, and I heard how he sounded on that fucking phone. Right? I talked to
Polite to be on tonight at 10 o'clock.
All right. I talked to Yasirel, and I know how he sounded on that motherfucking phone. All right? I'm going to tell y'all like brown niggas know. I heard both conversations, my nigga. One nigga was like, we're going to see it. Another nigga was like, I'm going to let y'all figure that shit out. All right? So let's get on Yasirel ass. He's a Hebrew, so he get the pass. The fuck with the babies? I ain't seen them niggas do a video yet. I'm fucking confused. Like, I don't give a fuck if you a pseudo killer, I'm a raw squad. If you fuck with them babies, I'm on your motherfucking ass.
Show and prove, Unc. Show and prove. The Mighty Hebrews being on Taneta's channel like I don't know how many times in the last 2 days. Show and prove that you are on their AWS. All this talk, man, those guys don't even stand up on their own words. They're not even going according to their own standards, man. But they send the OnlyFans monkey moderator busting it open and twerking to disrespect us who are against child molesters. It didn't work. It did not work. Bad try. Now, apparently, you guys trying to say, well, in Kemet, they used to marry young. Everything to find an escape route with the fact that child molesters are welcome on the HOK. That's a bad look. Let me continue to play.
Yes. You convicted of that shit? Oh, I can't be around you. All them niggas is hanging around.
Jehero, you wanted to say something? Feel free if you wanted to.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that because that came up yesterday too about the people in ancient Kemet marrying young girls, underage girls or whatever. What's your thoughts on that, man? Because it seems it's not new, but there's a lot of claims being made about ancient Kemet and all of that.
I would like to see the text first, and second, if it was marriages, it was marriages. Different cultures have different rules, different laws. Marriage is not rape. Now, I know some people say, well, if the girl is young, it's rape, then, we can take it there and wonder how old was Mary when she was pregnant with Jesus. Some people say Joseph is Jesus's father. Some people will say he's God. So God is a child molester. I mean, we can go all the way there. I'm ready for that. But if it was marriage in Kemet and they were like 14, 15, it was marriage. It was not aina, which is the Hebrew word used in the Bible when it talks about if you snatch a woman in the field and you force her and you have sex with her, you pay 50 shekels if you are caught. If you're not caught, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. I had wanted to ask you that. The other thing I heard too, man, this is crazy. I also heard that somebody made a claim that the men wore makeup in Kemet.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. Maybe people from the royalty, and
right.
we would need to have a closer look at paintings, So, I mean, Zaryak admitted that they kiss amongst men in ISUPK. So, this little stuff is nothing. Like it's like the picture that he showed
about the PD said, I was expecting that. My thing is like, I'm looking forward to a debate, so we know we're going to deal with that, But those are just little stuff. I mean, they can talk about males wearing paint, I'm talking about males having sex, raping children. You know what I'm saying? So they can have all their talking points. It's fine. They're basically trying to change the narrative.
They're deflecting. Yeah.
Yeah, they're deflecting exactly. Hey, we have the elder. Oh, he's gone. I think he'll come back. He probably got some connection issue. But let me just continue playing that video, and feel free to add on anytime, brothers.
Around pedophiles, nigga, and they saying nothing, yo. Is that part niggas is hanging around pedophiles, nigga, and they saying nothing, yo. All them niggas is hanging around pedophiles, nigga.
The irony, who's hanging around pedophiles now? Isn't that you, Unc? Isn't that you, Reggie? Isn't that you, Neter? Those are your own words, man. Oh my God. If it's not divine intervention, because human intervention doesn't work. Brothers, lose your mind when you see those young ladies twerking, all those undefined moderators you have. Now, will the divine put some sense in you? We have the elder James Powell. Feel free to speak, elder.
Can you hear me, Shaka?
Loud and clear, brother. Feel free to speak, brother. Brother elder.
Okay. I see you still taking care of business, and you're doing a good job, young man. Keep it up, because it needs to be done. And you're seeing the true people starting to come out the woodworks, and just own up to what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. And I'm gonna tell you, I be around the internet on YouTube and all of them, really, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube has been interesting, especially when they're talking about a lot of the stuff about Black people and where we come from. It was always an interest to me, like I told you before. And this information needs to come clear and clean, because you have a lot of us out there, man. We're in bad shape, man. We need some for real answers. And I think this kid been playing around and whatever any of them are doing out there. And Neter, he's got the biggest platform out there. And, he needs to own up, man. I've said this before too. He tries to pass the buck. Unc is doing a lot of the same stuff. Reggie, he flip-flopping like crazy. I can't really understand him being around all the great ones like he's been around, and the way they taught him. I know they wasn't teaching him about no Christianity. And this so-called debate between what was it, Jabari and somebody, but Reggie was on the opposition side anyway. He was with the Christian. I think that was going to be Garfield, I believe. I just see all this craziness going on, man, and we playing games, and it's just uncalled for. That's what I see. And I came out of a generation where I heard the young man say earlier that us Black people were a lot closer in the old days. And I know I come out the old days, and I saw it for sure. We wasn't 100%, but we knew we had our backs up against the wall, and we had to work together. And we were into segregation, and that's what I came out of. I went to all Black school. About around first grade, that's when I came out of it, because of a military movement. And in the military, everybody was as one. So I had to learn how to be around different people and races, and it was a big shock to me. But back in those days, we were closer together, and I agree with that. But now, looking from way back then up to now, man, I'm really disappointed. And to see what Neter's doing with that platform he got, man, and just the people he's having, it's got to be all about money to me. That's what I see that's going on from the little sense I got. Sounds like, I hear him say, well, Neter, he'll just let anybody come on to to speak their piece and just let you know what they're teaching. But I think he has some responsibility to this also. he needs to, and I said this before too, he needs to investigate the people that he's allowing to come onto his platform and speak, because a lot of them are full of nonsense. And I want to really get out of the way because I'm that much upset, you know, but I'm gonna try to stay humane and you know, don't get out of place, you know. I'm an elder, and they would look at elders to be the example, and that's the way I'm working on trying to be. I'm not perfect, but like I said, Sinetta need to start looking towards the more perfect track. And him and Unc, like I said, all of them, man, they just making it wrong and doing things wrong for the youngsters. The youngsters are watching them. And if you know, these kids ain't dumb, man. You know, they got a lot of stuff that we didn't have in the day. You know, they got all this internet and all this knowledge. You can go around the world, man, sitting in front of your.
Well, feel free to come back, Elder. The Elder has some connection issue. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to play that video. And Ching Ching gave us another video, man. I mean, Sanetta must be sweating right now. But it's not too late for you, Sanetta. I don't even plan on going back on Sanetta's platform. But he can clean up his platform. That's his platform. Now, if they threaten you, sir, hey, speak out. But go ahead, brother Elder. You lost the connection, but feel free to continue, brother.
Yeah, I think I'm having Wi-Fi problems, but I'm out here in the country in the panhandle of Florida, and sometimes this Wi-Fi acts right, and then you know, once everybody get home and start straining it, because we only just have one company out here, puts a load on the company, you know. And you know, I've been on here before, which and everything was great. I'm near my my modem and my router right now, pretty close to it. That's what they say do, and trying to be sure that when I talk, it'll give me my best performance. But back what I was saying, Shaka, man, keep doing what you're doing. Just like the young lady was saying earlier, the grandma. I'm a grandpa, but keep doing what you're doing. I've told you that before also. They're gonna talk about you, bro. And I told you that also. You just got to stand your ground. You got to do what you got to do, because you know what you're doing is the correct thing to do. And, you know, I see a lot of, once, you know, this is how it is in the streets. When everybody's doing one thing, you see everybody say, well, hey, everybody else is doing it, I'm going to do it too. You know, I want to be okay with the clique or the crowd. But when the clique or the crowd is going the wrong way, something needs to be done. You know, it talks about it in the Bible, how, you know, people like a bunch of sheep. You get you a good lead sheep, and if you take that lead sheep and start walking him off the edge of the cliff, the rest of them will keep walking and walk off the edge of the cliff also. And that's just ridiculous, man. We need to take care of these so-called leaders and get them straight. I see the community is trying to straighten up somewhat, but it's still work to do, just like we have work to do as a black people and family also. I don't even want to start there, but I'll just talk about Sinetta right now. But us as a black family, we need to, this old head need to teach these youngsters a little bit better than what we're doing. I see too many of us, the old head, out there trying to do what the youngsters are doing instead of trying to be a better example for them, you know. Maybe one day we'll get it right, but you got to have your fighter, Shocking. That's what you are, bro. Keep fighting, man. That's where I land my plane. I think that's the way they do it now. I'm gonna land my plane right there.
Thank you, Elder. Thank you very much. Let me continue with that video, because we had another video again. I mean, dang. So, and you know, brothers and sisters, take advantage, save the videos, the live stream if you can. There are some websites that allow you to download YouTube videos, you know, because you never know, you know. And just like Garfield Reed made the video private when he was going in on Mighty Hebrew, those videos that I'm sharing right now, you have the title and the timestamps in the chat. You might find out that they are private or that they have been deleted. You know what I'm saying? So let me continue with this here.
And they saying nothing, yo. Is that part of your little fucking religion? Is that it? Now, I ain't even gonna say that, because you won't see whatchamacallit them do that, yo. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see them play that game. All right, they gonna bang.
regardless. They just gonna bang. All right, Captain and them niggas, Captain, they gonna bang. I ain't got them going for that. Captain Tazariak and them, they like one Captain and Daniel Allah. They the only Hebrews that came out on Nazi Yashabel, and they banged hard on them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. All right. Let's do the other video. Well, Captain Tazariak on tape admitted that he supposed his ISUPK member who was convicted for child molestation. I mean, you know what worse can you have, man? What worse can you have, man? Oh my goodness. Man. Let me share the other video. I have the timestamp ready. Here. Let's go.
So I'm saying this to y'all for the last time, and I'm gonna leave it where it stands. Whether Polite is guilty or even if he is found innocent, I'm through with him. I'm done with him. Polite will no longer be on my platform. I will no longer be fucking with Polite. Polite is on his own. I'm on my own, the House of Consciousness. So even if Polite is found guilty or if he is found innocent, Polite will no longer have a place here.
I think memory loss. I don't know if it's Alzheimer or if it's some special kind of stimulant. But for the record, many of you have seen the video where Captain Tazariak told an underage boy that will not feed him because he has African roots. That caused a big outcry. Neter, our brother, said, Tazariak, you're my brother, but you will not be back on my panel, on my platform. 2 weeks later, Tazariak was back. Neter does not even keep his own words. But he's going to be mad at me. He's going to be mad at me.
This ain't the first time that happened.
Feel free, brother. Feel free.
Yeah, I was going to say, this ain't the first time that done happened, like, a fallout between him and Polite. It happened one time before. They fell out, and then, I guess over time, they, made up or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I remember that video. I remember that video.
Well, I never seen that video, but I remember when Neter said, if I turn up dead, Polite did it with his gangsters.
Yeah, this is the thing, I think it's just entertainment because, I mean, it seems like these grown men, they older than me. But like I said, a lot of people tell me I look young for my age, but I've been through a lot of stuff. And it seems like they're still in high school because I don't know what kind of man going around having people do him stuff and go back and forth, then accept them again. Like, you can't disrespect me today and come and try to be my friend tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why people can't take you serious. Like, what are we standing on as grown men? That's why you can't blame the younger generation so much, because everything you've seen in the younger generation, the older generation is even worse because they don't even look at themselves as an example. And I see some grown men, it don't matter. Like I said, I have respect for people that have common sense. I don't care if you 80 years old. If you act ignorant, if you are, act like you don't have no brains, then I'm going to treat you like such. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We have 80 people online right now, and as time goes, we have less and less people calling, trying to tell us that we are wrong. It's hard to defend that, Now let's continue.
And I'm saying it where the people can hear it. So, God damn it, if you see the nigga on my show or around me or doing anything, y'all could blast me. I'm saying it right here.
Let's hear that again for the benefit of the court, for the higher hearings out there. Because it looks like the monkey moderators inside of this platform not only have memory loss issues, but they are hard hearing. So let's play it again. Monkey moderators from the HOK, put your volume up, please. You know what I'm saying? Take your headset if you need them. Okay. All right, I'm giving you a few seconds. All right. The dog is barking. Get the dog out of the place. Say into the garden. Tell the cat to shut the F up. Tell the children to go to their room. Tell your baby mama, turn the Desperate Housewives volume down. The Love and Hip Hop volume down. Get closer to the speakerphone. Get closer to your phone. All right, let's listen now.
Hear it. So, goddamn, here. Sense. Polite will no longer have a place here. And I'm saying it where the people can hear it. So, goddamn it, if you see the nigga on my show or around me or doing anything, y'all could blast me. I'm saying it right here.
You heard? Monkey moderators, HOK moderators, OnlyFans moderators. We're gonna tell your children, oh man, we were live. We were some warriors. We were some soldiers, man. We had it down for the cause. He basically gave us his blessing, his authorization. He basically cursed himself. How did he curse himself? He cursed himself when he did not remain 100 with his own words. But he's never been 100. Because listen up.
You're wrong. You don't know. Everybody on my circuit, they against the Israelites. We hate the Israelites. We can't stand their doctrine.
Oh my goodness. Let's continue.
Neter don't support that shit. Or none of it. That's what I'm saying. Why are you so hard now on that? I'll tell you why. Because it really made me think. It really made, and Garfield, under the sound of my voice, I'm saying to all of my brothers, y'all ain't got to follow my lead, but I'm saying I think we all need to make this claim. Don't keep him over there in Hollywood. Let's keep polite in Hollywood. Don't fucking bang on your brother again. Why you hating on polite? I don't want to hear none of that shit. Because he will no longer be welcome over here in my house. I'm telling you that. All right? I'm telling you that. So why are you saying that now, Neter? I gave Polite a call. Not today, but last week. I gave Polite a call last week. And I said to Polite, this is when he was scheduled to come on my show and he backed out of my show. A half an hour before, he backed out of it. So
hold up. I hope he's not gonna say that's the reason why he said Polite will never be there, because he backed down, because he did not make deliver or showed up for the agreed on upon appointment. I hope it's not gonna be that. Oh man,
that ain't
I hope it's not gonna be that. Let's find out.
So I'm talking to him on the phone. Brother Polite, listen to me, bro. People are banging on the house of consciousness. You need to come out and make a statement. Let these motherfuckers know that Neter ain't got nothing to do with the fuck you doing. Because if you could go on Facebook and you could talk all this old clown shit, this bimbo shit, why you can't take the time to say, you know what, Neter ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on over here. Why are y'all talking or banging on Sa? You know what the dude told me, man? And I was he told me, man, and I was like, God damn. He told me, I'm going through so much right now. I'm only concerned with what I'm going through right now. And when he said that shit, I didn't come right out right away. I just sat back and I said, what the fuck you just say? He said, I'm going through shit on my own. My shit is way deeper than yours. And I said, dude, they banging on me because of you, Polite. They fucking going in on me because of you. I didn't come right out and said it.
Sir, people are banging on you because of the ISUPK, who support child molesters, because of Mighty Hebrew, who is a convicted child molester, but that doesn't bother you. You are really money over everything, man. That's what you are. Money is okay, but you can get money without the child molesters. Don't be that desperate, brother. Dang. Oh my goodness, man. Let's continue.
Hey,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's something I'm kind of taking a look at, and it's kind of messing with me a little bit. I know they say he have a pretty big audience, and I've heard Ching Ching say that most of them are bots or something like that. But regardless, he's got people that's watching him, and his platform is big. But the thing is, this is what kind of makes me think he must think that he could say things to a group of people one night or 1 month, and then he can change it up and say something different. Him and Unc and all the rest of them that are liars like that. A liar has to be good. That's why I decided years ago, being a liar, you have to work too hard, because you got to remember what you said last week, yesterday, last month, and last year too. And you got to keep things congruent, you know. And that's what's messing Sarnetta up. And it's just really showing his hand totally. And then he tries to act like, oh yeah, well, he can't come on my platform no more. And he just had that doggone man on his show. It's got to be less than a month ago. Doggone, I can't even think of his name right now. But he just had him on his show. He said he can't. I'm not gonna have him on my platform no more. He can't come on my platform no more. And he just had him on his platform. Like I said, maybe a week, 2 weeks, not long ago. Anyway, Polite, that's his name. It wouldn't come to my mind for nothing, but that's him. And Polite was, he had him all boosted up, and everybody was excited. But he talking about, well, Polite hadn't been found guilty yet, and you can't tell me who to have on my platform, and I'm gonna have him on my platform when all of this is over with. You can't tell me who to have on my platform. That just goes to show you he don't intend talking like that to want to do the right thing, or do right by people so that people can see that he's being honest and sincere. He just doing what he wants, and if people continue to back him doing that, and if they can see what we're getting a chance to see now by Ching Ching doing what he's doing, because like you said, he's helping us to see a lot of stuff that a lot of us have forgotten already. And some of these videos that you're showing, I remember seeing them. They've been some while back, but I remember seeing them because I've been looking at Sarnetta for some years now. But like I said, he needs to straighten up, man, because he's starting to look bad.
Yeah, it look bad out here in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? And Ching Ching is his kryptonite, man. I mean, life is like that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's infallible, invincible. There's, many people have different weakness. Some people is drugs, some people is money, some people is women. You know what I'm saying? But you're not looking good out there right now. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking good out there, and and the poor sister trying to defend you, and look at the result now. Dang, man. It's man.
Yeah, what was her name? Sister Freedom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She jumped all over me. She about ate my lunch one day.
She did, man. She did. Yesterday. I don't know if you seen that, Brother Elder. Yesterday she was there defending Mighty Hebrew, talking about many people were convicted of stuff that they didn't commit, and then she even said she would show us the paperwork, man. She said, I'm gonna call him or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You see, that master wrote Mighty Hebrews rap songs are weak as hell. Half of the lyric don't even rhyme. It's funny because the ISUPK member who went to jail for child molestation is also a rapper, you know what I'm saying? But it's so funny because the songs were mentioned by Tazariak, when I brought up this stuff during the weighing, and people are rejoicing over a guy who said that MLK and shit, that he celebrates the death of Africans, that on the Maxis of Ptahhotep, he says you should suppress your woman, and that is attestation for Moses and Miriam in the hieroglyphic, and then that same rapper, ISUPK, Hebrews went to jail for child molestation. He had the nerve to say that it was slander, to say that the guy went to jail for that. He just lied to everybody. He doesn't even respect the people that he's talking to. You know what I'm saying? But hey, ching ching, thank you once again. And let me just hold on. Bennett is asking, do you have the video where Saneda come out on Ching Ching? It's there. It's one of the live stream. I did not save it to have it ready to be played, but we've seen what happened. I mean, Saneda tried. He tried himself. You know what I'm saying? And he tried. And now that's it. You know what I'm saying? The chickens are coming home to roost, like some people say. But let me just
he's got to realize, Shaka. He's got to realize that today's generation, with all this electronic stuff that's going on these cell phones, you got cameras, and then he's using his own cameras right there in his studio or his platform or whatever, and people are able to Snapchat it or get the video if he don't take it down or whatever, and they can bring it back to his remembrance. And that's what's happening. That's what Ching Ching's doing right now, and it's really killing him, man. I hate to see him being done like this, but that's what's happening. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna change that. I'm not gonna say I hate to see it being done, because he ain't got no business, putting forth this kind of effort if it's just for money or whatever. There's nothing wrong with making money. Don't get me wrong, but if you're out there doing the wrong thing, you best beware. I don't care who it is and what area you're doing it in. If you're doing wrong, it's gonna come back and visit you sooner or later, and that's what's happening with Sarnetta now. He's swearing that his platform and he's the biggest and the baddest, but he's looking pretty bad too right now. That's for sure.
Oh, that's such a bad look. And yes, indeed, Ching Ching is giving him reminders. And for those that don't know, Ching Ching shared his phone number to Unc in the private chat. Now, those who don't know the private chat, when you are on the live streaming platform, you do have a chat that's only for the people who are on the panel or in the queue. The public don't see that. It's not the normal chat. And it was for Unc because he's from Be More. Unc is from Be More, so there's some stuff you want to settle, let's say, with Unc. Sarnetta took the phone number and shared it publicly and told people to look up Ching Ching. That's a foul move. You know what I'm saying? I have Sas's number. I'm not giving it to people, you know what I'm saying? Just for people to look up Sarnetta, you know what I'm saying? So damn, the guy invites child molesters on his platform, but he's gonna tell people, look up Ching Ching because Ching Ching doesn't agree with him. You know what I'm saying? I have some people who disagree with me. I ain't gonna just put their personal information out like that. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how we come to the level that some people are just defending the lowest of the low on the planet Earth, but have the nerve to want to point the finger at me and other people, and labeling us gossipers and slanderers and I mean, but they try, But yeah, I agree, Brother Elder. He's looking real bad, and his whole channel, all the moderators, they all look bad. Reggie does look. I mean, Reggie's been looking bad for the last 4 years or so, but now it's just looking worse. You know what I'm saying? Reggie is just taking L, just breathing is taking L. He's winning for Reggie. It's like you have to go on another planet to win. It's like, but I guess that's what happens when you're not 100. When you claiming some culture, you're claiming some elders, you are going totally against them. You're giving information to the Hebrew camp against a brother that deals with Kemet. You know what I'm saying? And even when you realize that the dude is a child molester, and you are asked, do you have any regrets? And you said no 3 times in a row, don't be surprised if you are cursed. But anyway, let me just continue. Let me just continue playing this stuff, man. Let me just continue here.
Because I'm thinking maybe I'll get him the next day, or maybe I'll get him the next day, and he still have not made a fucking response to me. Didn't say nothing. I said, yo, dude, you got to come and say something, brother. You ain't saying nothing. You're not speaking out in my best interest. He don't give a fuck about me. That showed me right there. He told me straight.
Here there's a clue. Senator is selfish. He said you need to speak out in my best interest. You know, the victims of child molestation, apparently it doesn't matter much.
Made a fucking response to me, didn't say nothing. I said, yo, dude, you got to come and say something, brother. You ain't saying nothing. You're not speaking out in my best interest.
You heard that? You're not speaking out in my best interest. Oh, man. You monkey moderators. OnlyFans Mika and all the other ladies who are into OnlyFans busting it open. I mean, you've seen the, if people didn't see the pictures, some of the pictures, some of the videos, you will see what those lady moderators do.
Man. Yeah, I didn't even know that's who you was talking about, Shaka, till today. Like, so she's still moderating for him?
Oh yeah.
OnlyFans Mika is, to my knowledge, still a moderator on that platform. You know what I'm saying?
Really? But I mean, I thought they was at it and exposing each other and steal money and yada yada yada.
No. Napa is the one that Saneda accused of stealing money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? OnlyFans Mika is another lady who is a moderator on the platform, and she's notoriously known for blocking everybody that don't agree with the scamming Garfield and the child molesters. And I think she was probably a Hebrew Israelite because she has some Hebrew name on her Facebook page. That same Facebook page where she showed that she's down with OnlyFans, you know. But anyway, let me just continue playing that stuff.
All right.
He don't give a fuck about me. That showed me right there. He told me straight up that, yo, I'm going through the most crazy shit. I'm worried about me. He said that. And he said it when I had my queen on the phone. And she listened to it and she said, yo, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? And so for that right there, I'm finally coming out 4 days later or 3 days later to say I am done with him. He is only concerned with himself. He don't give a fuck about if I'm sinking or if I sink or nothing like that. He is on his own. I don't give a fuck if the nigga found guilty. I don't give a fuck if the nigga is found innocent. Keep that shit over there. I'm no longer fucking with you after that. Because when I look at it, he's never come to Sarnetta's defense. Whenever I was into some heat, Polite never came to my defense. But I'm not going to speak out and talk about this crime right here and say, no, that nigga did it. I'm not going to be a fool and do that. I'm talking about right now and where we at right now. That's where I'm going at with it. All right, Unc, I want you to know I got 4,000 people in the building.
Nah, this ain't it, nigga. Call me when you finish.
Okay.
Got something to talk about.
Okay, got you, brother.
Right.
Got you.
So if I can bang, I'm gonna stay on this motherfucker.
Say that again?
What you talking about right now?
Well, I'm talking about what's going on with me and Polite. It's just me and Polite, me and his situation.
You still talking? And you ain't talking about bitch ass Inky?
No, I didn't.
You in the shit?
No, I didn't see Inky video. I didn't see none of that. I'm just dealing with what's going on. I didn't see none of that, Unc. I'd never seen one video of Inky's. Because even if I did, I don't got no response for him, brother. I really don't.
All right, that's what I need you to do. Stop fucking with the nigga forever. Do that.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
For me to use.
What the nigga do though, Unc? What the nigga do?
What you mean, nigga? Well, don't look at the video.
I don't want to watch it because I know how I am.
Right. Don't watch. Them at the Harper, they all the way in, yo. Don't watch it. You in it on some old bullshit. Put the responsibility where it's supposed to be at. How about that?
Yes.
But Inky, he's a bitch ass nigga all the way. Trust me with that.
Damn, man, Inky pieced out too. He don't know that this shit will soon pass. And why would he jump the fence like that?
You would never peace out with a pedophile nigga. How about that? Because remember, he the nigga, he lived with Polite.
Yeah.
So anybody would know it would be him. Now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He was in that organization. You know what's in his organization, brother.
Never.
Dang. He said you'll never peace out with a pedophile. He said he was in the organization. There's somebody else who's in the organization, and we have him on tape saying that he supports his brother who was convicted for child molestation. And that ironic, the same words that they've used back then. This video is a year ago for those who wonder, you know. So that's how long the word lasts for. The word lasts for a year. Oh man.
Never.
He never was over to my house. He was in New Covenant wearing hats and all that.
Yeah, but not only that, and he knows I'm not lying on him, but Inky straight up said he used to see Aminette and all of them walking back and forth in their panties because he lived with Polite. So he's
I knew that was coming.
Now, okay. HOK, Monkey Moderators. We have 88 people watching right now. Some of you must be there. I'm gonna give you some time to put the volume up. You know, get ready. Gonna go back for the benefit of the court and heard what Senator said out of his own mouth. And if he's gossipy, then say it.
he knows I'm not lying on him, but Inky straight up said he used to see Aminette and all of them walking back and forth in their panties because he lived with Polite.
Damn, Daniel.
So he said that he used to see them walking back and forth with their panties on. And he said, "Sir, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but goddamn, I think Polite was trying to set me up or do something." I said, "Brother, I don't know none of that. I don't know, bro. For real."
Look at him, disrespectful. He's a disrespectful ass nigga.
Damn, Inky flipped on me.
You ain't supposed to be looking at nobody's wives. None of that shit. He's a disrespectful ass pedophile.
So he did. So you saying he flipped on me, Unc?
What? Man, what you talking about?
I told you.
All the way, nigga.
Oh
All
my
the way,
God,
nigga.
my man Inky flipped the script.
How's that your man, yo? Like I always told you, when a nigga
I don't know if you missed something. Listen what he says, what Onk says about Enki.
For real.
Look at him, disrespectful. He's a disrespectful ass nigga.
Damn, Inky flipped on me.
You ain't supposed to be looking at nobody's wives. None of that shit. He's a disrespectful ass pedophile.
He's a disrespectful ass pedophile. That's Onk who said that about Enki. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny. It's so funny.
That's new. I never heard that about Inky.
It's Onk, man. You know what I mean? Those guys, man, you know. And you know
They're
what
at
Onk was
each other's throats.
Onk was saying that because he had issues with Enki. They went at it. You know what I'm saying? They went at it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm telling you, those guys, man, as long as you're cool with them, some people can touch on babies. You're cool with them, they're okay. The minute you have an issue with them, they will bring up your geographic location. They will bring up your whole criminal history. I mean, man, they will just go in, man. They've been doing that for years, man.
So he did. So you saying he flipped on me, Unc?
What? Man, what you talking about?
I told you.
All the way, nigga.
Oh
All
my God, my man Inky flipped the script.
How's that your man, yo? Like I always told you, when a nigga take my phone conversation, when he called me up 12 o'clock at night, I already knew he was a motherfucking fag.
So, Sanetta is not saying I'm going to check the video. He's taking Onk's word for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that easy. It's how easy you can get into his ears. You know what I'm saying? So some people gassed him up. So, you know, it's Shocker. He's in France. You know what I'm saying? He's not the same as us. And then he pulled up that punk move. And now, you know, hey, it looks so bad in the street, man. It looks so bad in the streets, man. But anyway, let me continue.
People telling me, "Sir, you better go in on him." I'm not going in on nothing. He got the last word. I don't give a fuck about that, man.
Listen, I'm not asking you to go in.
No, not you, not you. I'm not saying you. Not you. I was reading the comment.
I'm trying to tell you, get away from the weirdo niggas. If the niggas is wearing hats with designs on them, if the niggas is starting to talk about the spaceship, fake shit, get the fuck away from the weirdos. This is the weirdo time.
Yeah.
Inky with the gold in his mouth, having niggas on fruit passes while he in McDonald's chomping down on Big Macs is a fucking weirdo.
Damn.
Watch. I got him.
Damn, man. All right, brother. Thank you, Unc. Thank you, man.
Appreciate that golden moment.
Yes, sir.
Seems like Sarnetta got a history of dealing with the weirdos to me.
Yeah.
And he needs to tighten up his game, as they say. Because if not, he's gonna continue bringing garbage to people. I hate to say it like that, but if he bringing on characters like this, if Inky's supposed to be so low down, and then we're seeing him and Unc, they flip flopping in their conversation, and people can see it just as easy as they. You know, it seems like it's a whole bunch of no-gooders. They're just doing whatever they're doing, and like I say, getting ready to have a debate between Tazariak and Chris Harris. Man, I was on this channel this morning because, like I told you, I get around. I don't mean to be talking about nobody, but just since we talking, I just hope that Chris don't get had. He seemed to be a pretty good kid to me. You know,
yeah, it's a good
and
brother.
I heard, I heard Sarnetta say that Chris was team HOK. So when you talk like that, somebody's team HOK, that's saying something, man. If you know, you got to be able to understand.
I think Elder, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think he might have said that about me when I was a guest on his platform. He might say, "Oh, he's HOK now," so it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a big deal. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he likes to give the impression that he has an official channel with some researchers and scholars who are down with him no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But he was giving the impression indeed that he has so many people who are reputable who's down with him and his activities. But on the real, indeed, like it was stated earlier, Ching didn't bring that up. We have the issues of the boats, you know what I'm saying, the bots, the robots, you know what I'm saying. So there are some people watching this show. You can have up to 1,000 people, maybe 1,500 people watching at one time. But what we can see is that even if they have 10,000 people watching, and no way in the world going to look good with child molesters on your platform, people who you said you never have your platform again, and less than 1 year later they're on your platform again. I mean, it's just so messy, man. I mean, anti-African people who celebrate the death of black people who said that Martin Luther King ain't shit. People said that Martin Luther King was a bitch. And people who defend convicted child molesters. I mean, man, it's just so messy, man. So messy. It's just ridiculous at this point, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah, we got to do better, man. Yeah, we got to do better than this. Especially for the youngsters. If they seeing us doing this, they're gonna think, hey, it's the thing to do. Hey, I got to learn how to do it too, because that's what the older head are doing. And I've been over, like I said, I've been over to Chris' channel there for a little bit. And as a matter of fact, I went on this panel for the first time, and I just wanted to say something about him and Tazariak having this debate, because what I've seen about Tazariak, he's got his ways like all of us, but one thing when you're debating him, he likes to get you off of your square. If he can get your head out of the game, that's half. I told Chris too, I say, man, that's half of the game right there. Now, if he can get you to be all upset and not focus on what you there for and get your mind out of what you're doing, and he can see it, he gonna go to town on you then. And I just spoke to him and told him, I said, I've been sitting back. I've not been saying much in the chat. They talk about being in the bushes. Sometimes I'll be there and I would never say nothing, just to listen how the flow of his it's just how everything went over there where he's at. And he talks good talk. He's respectful to everybody, and he's straight up with his conversation and his sources and stuff. So I had to get on the panel and just tell him how I felt about it, because he opened up, he put the stream down and said, anybody want to come on, and something said, well, it's time to go on, and just give him some encouragement. And that's what I mainly did. But I just hopefully he'll be all right, because I know this young man named Young Pharaoh, he really talked about Sarnetta, saying that Sarnetta beat him out of some money and he owe him about $10 10 grand or something like that. And you know, he was trying to really own him once he started debating for him and, you know, and doing a lot of work for him. He wanted to take control of the contract and most of the money, not all of it, but most of the money would go to Sarnetta. So I just hope, you know, I'm just thinking hopefully Chris don't get caught up into something like that. That's if young Pharaoh was telling the truth. But you know, we all can sound truthful about telling a, you know, we can be telling a good lie and make it sound truthful. And young Pharaoh could have been doing that, but this is all after his big downfall and everything. You know, he's trying to get back up on his feet. And he really talked about the situation with Sarnetta and how Sarnetta did him. You know, and just thinking about Sarnetta and me seeing a lot of the way he's been doing things lately and in the past, you know, you can't think too good of him. That's just all I can say. You know, I don't think real good of him. I see him trying. Like I say, I've seen him do some changing. He's told some of the contestants when they start debating each other and they want to try to draw him into it. I saw him reach out and tell him, hey man, y'all look here, man, don't y'all have the conversation or the debate. Don't ask me any questions to get on your side because I'm on nobody's side. And he was just being the moderator, and that's the way he should be, straight up and honest about a lot of the other stuff he do also. And right now he's having a battle with that. I think he needs to really work on that, and hopefully he can get it together. That's all I can say.
Well, young Pharaoh is not the most reliable dude around. I mean, he allegedly shot his baby mama's house. You know what I'm saying? And young Pharaoh is clear that he's on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of videos where it's just obvious. And I think he's not the only one who's on that stuff. You know, I think there's some other people that we know who's on that stuff. And I think some people supply him probably free of charge or at a very low rate, very low price. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, damn near everybody has access to the platform to say whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things that we will find out. You know, there's some things that we will find out. Some people have spoken on that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. You know. But you know, brothers, I don't know. Feel free to add on. You know, it's been 2 hours and 45 minutes. This live stream is just so damaging for the house of clowns or house of crooks. It's just bananas. You know what I'm saying? And after saying that, you know, oh, that's old news. You're late. Or that's slander. That's gossiping. They might say that's hate. You're hating. But you can never hate when you play somebody else. When you quote them, when you cite them, you know, that's not hate. Otherwise, it means they're hating themselves. It means Sai hates himself. It means Onk hates himself. You know what I'm saying? And I must say this. Reggie is a huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. And Onk is disappointing as well. Sarnetta is very disappointing. So they can do what they want. We've heard them, we played them. Reggie said in the past that Heru is Greek. He recently said that Ma'at is a bird, which, great coincidence, is the same thing that Tazariak said. So I have my suspicions, but you know, I have no evidence. But Reggie is pseudo. And Sarnetta is not 100 because he says he hates the Israelites. He can't stand their doctrine. But for the last 2 years, it's safe to say that he had Hebrew Israelites more than anybody else on his platform. It doesn't add up at all. We heard what he said about Polite, besides accusing Polite of scamming him. And Enki was mentioned. Many people didn't see it, but Sarnetta said live in the video. Well, it wasn't live, it wasn't a live stream, but he had a video that he uploaded years back, and he said, Enki stole my computer. So it seems like making accusations, and we have played Onk saying that Sarnetta lied about Polite when he said Baby York, Dr. York. And Onk said that is because they were mad over some money. We've seen Sarnetta accusing the power of stealing the money, and then he was like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. So it seems like it's a habit. It's habitual for him to accuse people of stuff, when he's not happy with them. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so messy. And they thought they could bully people, you know what I'm saying? Kick him with child molesters. He just didn't work at all.
Yep, you're right, Chaka. You're correct. And I think I don't know. Like you said, if they want to keep doing it, it's up to them, I guess. But I think that we should keep pointing it out every time it happens. And I'm quite sure if it was me or you, they would point it out about us also,
Oh yeah,
and it should be done.
without any hesitation. If it was us, man, oh, they'll
Yeah.
be having a field day, field week, field month,
Yeah.
field year.
And the sad thing about it, yeah, the sad thing about it is like these men are over 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you can only imagine how the 35-year-old is acting today. I mean, there's no more models, they're role models, there's no more grandmama, there's no more like nobody. It seems like nobody don't remember the teachings of their mother because I don't. Maybe it's just me because I don't know how old their mother are. But if you're 50 years old, your mom must be, over 60 or 70 years old. And people from that background and that age, they had traditional roots. They had teachings. They had lessons about life. And it seems like these people today they forgot what their mother teach them because they 50 years old and they still trying to party. They still trying to wear the best jewelry. They still trying to look there. You know what I'm saying? So it shows a lot that we have lost our way as far as humanity because if I see people that, especially like you said, Dr. Reggie, I mean, I don't know, like every time he comes on the
I'm
platform, this
sorry,
guy
he,
has a
he's not a doctor. Let's say brother Reggie.
excuse me. Yeah, I got after you hear it so much, it sticks in your head.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
that's
brother.
how they fool you. But
Mm.
he has an agenda against Jabari, and it's basically of hate and jealousy.
Mhm.
I
Exactly.
mean, this is what I'm saying. These guys are talking bad about people that doing way much for other people in the community. People look up to Jabari, so you mad. But you trying to say you have all these credentials, why aren't you doing the same thing? You can't talk bad about a man, but you can't talk bad about Martin Luther King and you're not even trying to follow his footsteps or do it better than him. That's the thing about humans. They're so hypocritical. Like one thing about me, I have learned from a young age, I was hard-headed. And when I got older, I realized that I should have listened to my mom. I should have listened to the criticism that people was giving me because now I take it with flowers and I try to change whatever they might say. If it's right, I will listen to it, and try to do better. But people can't take the same criticism. And that's what's going on with Sonetta. Like you can't have it both ways. It's like either you man up or you just don't disrespect people and let people do what they do. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you, young Heru. Let Jeheru, and then we can finish with the elder brother James Powell. So Jeheru, feel free to make your closing remarks, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's been a pretty good show overall, man. I was glad just got some conversation going on about it or whatnot. And I also appreciated the lady that came in and spoke, because I think it's good to hear from
Mm.
the women as well.
Andrea Brunet, she's a supporter as well. But feel free, brother.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad. I was glad to see her, because we haven't seen a lot of women, on this topic. You know what I'm saying? We have some that are defending it, but not like on the being against it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it's nothing wrong with talking about it, having the conversation, even though some people may see it as slander or we trying to tear them down or whatever. I mean, it's really just criticism. You know what I mean? And you can take it how you want to take it. You know, If you want to decide, you're gonna make a change and do better, you can do that. If not, you know what I mean. But you're in the public, and you said things publicly and did things publicly, so you gotta realize like it's gonna be criticized, just like at the same way we've been criticized for bringing it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's pretty much what I had, man. Just I don't really see nothing wrong with what you're doing, man. I mean, it's not like you're on here, because believe me, I've seen shows with Sinetta, talking about other people, and it's been a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate that, brother Jeheru. And now, Elder James Powell. Oh, see, the sister
Well,
Andrea Burnett is there. She wrote, I'm still listening. It's been a good show. Keep up the good work, Shaka. Thank you, sister Andrea Burnett. So, brother Elder James Powell, feel free to speak, brother. Feel free to make your closing remarks.
well, I just want to compliment the two young men that both of them had good closing remarks, and especially Jay Haru. He said that you know it's criticism, and when you're in the public or the eye of the public, people are going to look at what you're doing, and hopefully the criticism that they give about what you're doing, it's constructive to help you be better and get better. And that's all we mean right here. I know that's what I mean because I love my people. And I've came from some tough times, man. I don't want to go back through too much of it, but I'll briefly go through some. Uh, Boiling water on a wood stove, pouring it into a tin tub to take a bath, going to the toilet outside. Even when it's cold, you got to go out there and sit on that cold wooden seat. Just having a lot of hard times coming up to today, and I think it's been a lot of progress. We still got more to make because I know they can see it today. They A lot of the people wish we were further along than what we are, and we can and will be. I don't know if it'll be in my lifetime, just like my mother saw Obama be the first black president, and she never thought she would see that, and she cried like a baby. It kind of shocked me too, but she cried, man, because she saw that change. And I think we need to constructively criticize continually at all the things that our people do because we can do better, man. We are great people. Just looking at the little individual efforts that we make and in the areas that we individually do our thing. And mainly we're strong in the athletic area. And I just look at that. Man, we dominate everything we put our minds to and our efforts to in the athletic areas. And I just know we can be better even in the other areas too. Uh, who was it? Imhotep. And back in the day, he was a genius, they said. The man was so smart that a lot of the utensils and the type of procedures that's being done today, they were originated back in those days. And that's been thousands of years ago. Black people get up and do better because we can. And the ones that can see and that's willing and got enough backbone and guts to speak out about something that might be wrong, continue to do it like Shaka's doing. All I'm doing is just reinforcing him, just like I would do with anybody else on their platforms, because I do go on many of them and I listen to them. And I make comments sometimes that some people might not like, but I try to be truthful about it just to help the whole situation. And that's all I mean. And I think that's all this criticism is about here, Shaka. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you so much, Elder Brother James Powell. My brothers and sisters, all of you who came on the panel, who were in the chat, thank you. And those also who were not in the chat, not everybody has to be a supporter, but the people who are present, right now we have 66 people. Earlier it went up to 91. But, the channel is growing. People can realize that we're not a bunch of fool haters, gossipers. We are intelligent. We can use judgment, you know what I'm saying? And we're not being fooled. Nobody's going to talk their way out of rape just by, using a few complicated words, just trying to be convincing. That doesn't work with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. So my closing remarks are the same. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the Necheru, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do I too, do I Necheru? Hotep. Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Neter classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Neter Neter class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Neter Neter lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Neter Neter, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Neter Neter, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hana Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neter classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class, and all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neter class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.